have in hand the Daily Graphic. The big story on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning: at AU Health Summit in Accra, President urges self-reliant healthcare. The story by Kester Abraham Cranchi and Samuel Ohini Ewo has a beautiful picture of the president on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Another story on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning: media budget review today. I won't ask for more money, and that's according to Finance Minister Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson. Education Ministry set to introduce revised KG primary curriculum. That story is also found there on the front page, and details of same is found on page 13 of the newspaper. It comes with a picture of the Education Minister, obviously flanked, to both sides by some officials. I want to believe that these are officials from NACA. Okay, so those are the big stories on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning. Taking you to the back page: and U.S. government donates equipment to Ghana Armed Forces. ADRA supports flood victims. These are the main stories at the back page of the Daily Graphic this morning. Let's check out what the Spider newspaper is also reporting this morning. Now, the big story on the front page of the Spider newspaper: FDA, that's a food safety crackdown. FDA shuts down 44 poison plants in Accra, and poison plants is in quotes. Okay, I don't know what that means. Poison plants. Okay, so it comes with a picture of Mrs. Rhoda Irabna Apia, head of communications at the FDA. It appears the FDA has been on some exercise to ensure that there's some sanity in terms of adherence to hygiene and hygienic practices with regards to the various eateries and restaurants. I wish they could actually extend it, or they could sustain the campaign over a period of time. It shouldn't be a 9-day wonder, or it shouldn't be just something we do briefly and then we go back and sleep. That's a good thing. Anyway, page 3 of the Spider newspaper also has a story with regards to the fisheries sector. It says fisheries resets, new law, maritime or marine protected area blue economy drive launch. And so it comes with a picture of the Minister for Fisheries, Emilia Arthur, there on the front page of the Spider newspaper. Front page commentary: the tribunal bill, what is Baumia's fear? Details of the story is found on page 5 of the Spider newspaper this morning. Stop insulting Mahama or lose 2028, and that's MPP aspirant blasting party foot soldiers. Okay. And then Parliament, 44% debt claim ignite political firestorm. You see a picture of the Member of Parliament for Fuansia Irebi and the Minister for Finance, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, there on the front page of the Spider newspaper. Taking you to the back page now. And AFCON expands to 28 teams from 2027 as CAF unveils new tournament format. WAFCON 2026, Black Queens face Malawi in final warm-up match ahead of tournament. Accept Keroge's defensive style or look elsewhere, Kujo Ademensa tells Ghanaians. That's an interesting one. That we'll play defense in every game. Even as we are looking to win the game, we keep playing defense. And so, well, Kujo Ademensa says that Ghanaians should accept it. It looks like it has come to stay. It is something that we should actually, expect the Black Star to do every time they play a match. Anyway, let's see what the Archives newspaper this morning is also reporting. It says profiling the facts. And we see a picture of the Minister for Roads, Kwame Agboja-Govins, Minister for Roads and Highways, and then the Minister for Finance, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, and Member of Parliament for Ejumaku Enyan Esiam. Big push. Project stalls over 9,000 Ghana cedis fee to relocate Voodoo. Ato Forson, Roads Minister, urged to intervene. Okay. RMG disowns Fourth Estate publication. And then the other story, which has also featured prominently on the front page, it comes with a picture of the Member of Parliament for Nshiaiso, Stephen Amwa, popularly known as Stika. And he says that I'm not a lazy MP, Stika fights back. And I think it's regarding some survey conducted by the Global Info Analytics, which says that Stephen Amwa is one of the least performing members of Parliament. Of course, you wouldn't expect something like that to sit well with him. And so he's fighting it back in that regard. National standardized tests not meant to fail pupils. That's according to Deputy Minister for Education, Clement Abbas Apak there. Okay. Kaswa NDC chairman suspended via WhatsApp as MP's loyalist jubilates. And those are the stories on the front page of the Archives newspaper this morning. Okay, Elizabeth is here. It's been a good day, hasn't it? The fact that yesterday we had some showers of rains. This morning, I don't know whether you observed it. It looks like it's only you and I are coming from Tema.
Yeah.
It looks like it's only drizzling in Accra. What's happening to us in Tema? Good morning, Elizabeth. How is it going?
Fine. Well, everything is fine.
You slept well?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that on your face. You come early, you don't leave early, and you sleep well.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
But the work doesn't demand you to be sleeping 24 hours. So, yeah.
When you mentioned 24 hours, 24-hour economy came to mind. It's
yeah.
not a sleepy economy. It shouldn't be a sleepy economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have the Daily Democrat. So on the front page is
You don't want me to talk
Ato
again?
Forson storms Parliament today for mid-year budgets. Seeks no additional money. It has a picture of Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson here. Then GPHA commissions advanced AI-powered CT scanner at International Maritime Hospital. Then RMG distances itself from Fourth Estate allegations. Mahama assent to law transforming GIPC into Ghana Investment Promotion Authority. Then Atamil's legacy honors Hannah Tete's global leadership. Then Boost Energy's defense for trading role amid criticism. So, Charles, that is what I have here.
Okay, that's with regards to the Daily Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay, what other paper do you have there?
So I have the Hawk newspaper, JBC 70 years. Candalands under surge. Government approves shake-up of broadcasters prime Kanda state. Then 211 million Ghana cedis surplus. Minerals Commission records financial turnout after revenue climbed by 52%. It has the picture of Isaac Andrew Tando, who is the Minerals Commission CEO. And why the silence on PDS? Why is Attorney General not chasing the millions lost in the failed power deal? That's a question being asked here. Then MPA fires back at Roth's claims, rejects corruption claims, says AG found no financial loss. Then after Wontumi, who is next? Black Rasta names Duboahin, Gifty Owari, and Miracles in Prison Prediction. It has the picture of Gifty Owari Mensa and that of Dennis Miracles Abuaje and Kobna Duboahin here on the front page. So, Kwame, Charles, those are all the.
I understand. But Kwame is cooling off somewhere. Kwame is chilling somewhere. On this morning, we want to say a special good morning to you, Kwame Juma. Kwame Juma, quarter, 2 weeks. Now less than 2 weeks. You come back. Okay, before we delve into details of the stories, let's see what the various portals are also reporting this morning. Starting off with citynewsroom.com. Some of the stories have actually made their way into the dailies. Ghanaian lose 296,000 Ghana cedis to online restaurant scams in 6 months. That's an interesting one. 6 months, 296,000 lost in online restaurant scams. I'm interested in that story. We'll get back into the details of it. But Northern Business Fair 2026 set to boost trade and investment in Tamale. Okay. Agric Ministry Defense timing of 2026 farm input distribution. All eyes set on all eyes on Finance Minister's media budget today. Ramaphosa sends delegation to Mahama over South Africa's xenophobic attacks. What are they coming to do? We don't need them here. Stay back. Anyway, Shraj denies claims linking Deputy Commissioner to Wontumi sentencing. Those are some stories on the homepage of the City Newsroom this morning when you check it out. So go check it out. Let's see what My Joy Online is also reporting this morning. The big story there, or the top story, says no one is immune to fraud. That's according to John Ewa, who's so John Ewa reveals scammers targeted him minutes after live cyber fraud interview. Charlie, these people after live cyber fraud interview, then they targeted him. They are not scared of you. We don't have a trust crisis. We don't have a trust crisis. And that's according to, okay, it says BOG urges vigilance against rising digital fraud. Digital trust crisis looming if fraud concerns are ignored. And that's according to Johnny Wa, who is warning. High Court grants police assistance order for receiver to take possession of Cheddar's number one Oxford Street Hotel. Oh, I see. The very building at the Dankwa runabout. Okay. And the finance minister to present 2026 media budget review today. Let's see what the others are also reporting this morning. Okay, the internet seemed not to be um, helping us this morning, but we'll definitely get into what the others are also reporting this morning. Okay, so the High Street Journal, it says that Burundian president, invites Ghanaian investors to explore key growth sectors. That's the Burundian president. And audit reveals training gaps hindering Ghana's oil and gas skills development. Ghana must turn creativity into an organized economic sector. That's according to Kofi Otridako. An end of easy escorts. Interior Ministry put quote sand in Gary of roadside police escort business. Okay, let's check out what the biggest online portal in Ghana is also reporting this morning, and it comes with a picture of Cheddar's number one Oxford building. It says court orders for a police assisted takeover of Cheddar's number one hotel at Osu. Now I forgive you, and that's according to Baumia, who is telling the police to immediately stop prosecuting NDC Agona West organizer who defamed him. And another TikToker arrested for insulting President Mahama. 1 peswa, 20 peswa, or any city coin in Ghana money, or in is Ghana money, don't reject it. And that's according to the Bank of Ghana, which is warning. Yes, and you recall that we had a lot of discussion with regards to this very issue, that the 1 peswa and then the 20 peswas coin is rejected whenever you use it for any transaction, especially the trust keys. Those of us who use the trust keys, when you give it to the conductors or the mates, they refuse to take them. And I don't know why. So the Bank of Ghana this morning is warning that it's still legal tender. And so, woe betides anybody who refuses to accept it. These are our monies. I don't know why we've refused to take them. Or you think that you are bigger than coins. Anyway, minority-majority clash over Ghana's debt to GDP ratio. Those are the big stories on the front page of the Class FM online portal this morning. And so let's get into the dailies now. And Elizabeth, what are we starting with?
Let's start with today's media budget review that will be presented by Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson. So the Minister of Finance, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, will not ask for any supplementary estimate as he presents the media budget review to Parliament this afternoon to provide a comprehensive update on the implementation of economic policies and programs. But aside from expenditure and revenue performances, he is also expected to update Parliament on the nation about the numerous savings the country is making and the system put in place to honor its obligations under the domestic debt exchange program, as well as the euro bonds, dollar denominated external bonds. He would also provide updates on flagship programs and projects and announce sweeping reforms in value-added tax new funding approaches, and also effort to plug revenue loopholes. Interacting with a gross section of journalists ahead of today's presentation, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson said the review would also contain a full disclosure of the 36 months of non-financing policy coordination instruments, the new arrangement with the International Monetary Fund, and with the 26 targeted reforms, interventions, timelines, and the expected outcome. The 300 million US dollar World Bank loan to eliminate the double track would also feature prominently in the budget review. That would also include 60 million to be dedicated to the construction of citizen schools across 4 districts which have no secondary school and a densely populated urban area, including the Asawase in Kumasi in the Ashanti region, and Nima, Ashaiman, and Medina, all in the Greater Accra region. The government would also dedicate 60 million US dollar to the supply of textbooks for all senior high schools students, among others. So they are giving some of what the minister would likely to present or feature in the budget today. They also make a statement on the Accra Kumasi Expressway. They are saying that the finance minister would had resort to the 48 Engineers Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces to clear the pathway of the Kumasi Accra Expressways, determine the compensation for affected property owners, and that they are saying would be featured also in today's media budget, and that of new agri roads would likely be featured, and to the continuation, the savings. So they said Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson said the new custom clarification and valuation system, the public and trade solution, has so far helped the state to mobilize 300 million US dollars more revenue after 3 months of rollout at the port of entry in March this year, and also stated reforms in VAT. The minister is expected to also announce reforms in the country's public sector procurement to tighten and make it more stringent. For instance, there will be tighter measures on restricting and restrictive tendering, with emphasis shifted on the competitive tendering, and that would also likely be featured in today's media budget review that will be read by Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson.
What are your expectations? What are your expectations?
We no
And
crack.
while I dot, you should wait. You should wait for me to introduce you. Eh? You have a way of introducing yourself, which is
Charles,
which is so you understand these things very well. When you get to Parliament,
this is a
you
good
follow the
read.
rules. You follow the rules.
Charles, this is a
Dr.
good
Desmond
read.
Kofi Annan.
This is a good read. Yes,
Good morning.
my brother. We are fine.
It's
This is a
another
good
day.
read from the beautiful Lizzie.
Sudanese.
Eh.
The
But the
beautiful
question
Sudanese.
is, ntini kura kura ne say? Eh? I mean, please come and tell us that tomorrow you are releasing some money into
That's
the
all. That's
Charlie,
all.
promise you.
That's all.
That is what we are
It's
looking
money.
for.
It's money.
But that's very important questions. I mean, that have been asked by some members of parliament. You see, we hear. In fact, the Bank of Ghana has announced that some $1.2 billion of external reserve is gone, right? Yes. So let's know some of these details. I mean, it's only fair that if anybody wants to know how and where these monies are, I think it's a fair comment. And I know that Dr. Ato Forson is up to the game and a task. He would come and explain to us. I'm glad that he said he's not asking for more money. This is good. I'm sure that whatever is in the system will be turned around properly so that we can all enjoy the last part of the 2026. I mean, that's exactly what we want to hear from him.
You say
during the course of the day.
You say it's about the money, eh? We want the money. But
Yeah.
Jesse, I should tell you that it's not always about the money.
But
Take a listen.
what?
Take a listen.
I mean, you see, Lizzie was such a sumdaye. I mean, when it comes to these things, yeah, forget. Hey, Charlie, where did you get this strap from?
Yeah.
Charlie.
One of the old ones from the archives.
Charlie, your listeners will be proud of you this morning.
One of the old ones from the archives.
Hey. This is one of the I don't know how to describe it.
It rocked our days.
Hey.
It rocked our days.
Charlie, but you let's do this one and come to the throwbacks. Today we need to do some throwbacks. It's important.
It's been a while. Some texters actually sent.
I don't know. Kwame Jubon pay throwbacks.
No,
I don't know.
Kwame Jubo's era is different. Kwame Jubo's era is different.
Good morning. I'm sure you are enjoying your Morocco.
Kwame Jubo, we miss you, bro. We miss you.
2 weeks, man.
Oh, I'll show you. 2 weeks, no. See, I can't. 6 days.
We are counting him down.
6 days. Elizabeth, what more do we have?
So on page 4 of the Daily Graphic, ECOWAS reaffirms plan to launch single currency in 2027. So ECOWAS is forging ahead with plans for a single currency. The legal registration of the eco trademark is in progress, but the broader framework for the currency is still being worked out. The economic community of the West African state has reaffirmed plans to launch a single currency next year, but the bloc says it is leaning towards a phased rollout, with countries meeting convergence categories such as the inflation, debt, and monetary stability joining first. The news was announced in a communique following last Sunday's ECOWAS heads of state meeting in Sierra Leone. The single currency, dubbed the ECO, is being presented as a way to deepen regional integration and support sustainable, inclusive growth. The legal registration of the currency trademark is also in progress, but the important question remains unsolved, including whether members of the West Africa Economic and the Monetary Union who use the safer francs would be included at the start. ECOWAS says the several issues still needs agreement, particularly around future central bank decision-making rules and which countries will start first. The launch of the eco currency would also have a grappling with West Africa's changing political landscape since Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger left the bloc but remain within the West Africa Economic and Monetary Union. The consultations are continuing, and a key task force meeting is expected before December 2026 summit. So that is the news coming in on the currency that the ECOWAS is planning on having.
As the
one
eco.
currency.
It's long overdue.
It is. We've been having this discussion.
It's long overdue. Typical of the African. I'm sure some leaders just instead of putting all their differences away and making sure that this thing is done for all of us to be economically empowered. You see them rant and argue over these things for years. I mean, it's long overdue. Charles, there's this interesting story here. In fact, from the archives, I want to do 2 stories out of the archives newspaper, profiling the facts. And I'm sure that if indeed they are profiling the fact, this should be factual enough. Big push project held hostage over 9,000 fee to relocate voodoo. Juju.
I mean, when I saw that story, when I was reading the headlines, I was just laughing.
2020
this headline is it's a serious one.
Hey.
It's a serious headline.
9,000.
9,000 because of 9,000.
That is like somebody's like you like this. I mean, it should be your monthly pay.
Why would you bring me to this? That's your monthly. That's your weekly, I should say.
And then it may be the pay for somebody for like 5 months too.
I know, right?
Hey,
it's not easy.
So the story. Who did the story? I'm quite interested in this one. And okay, so let's go ahead. A dispute between the Inyan Mem Konan #1 Ebusian family and contractors working on the Mankesime Jumako Aguna Swedro Road under the government Big Push infrastructure program has delayed work at Asampeni Junction near Mankasim. So this should be around the Isikuma, Ejumakun enclave. Yes.
That's towards the Ato Forson.
Ato Forson end. Yes. The disagreement centers on the relocation of a deity situated in the middle of a newly realigned section of the road. According to the family, the road alignment was altered by so it goes on and on and on and on. I want the so however, after consultation with a fetish priest, the family is demanding close to 9,000 to cover the cost of customary right required for the relocation. The amount is expected to cater for the purchase of a sheep, schnapp, yam, red cloth, and other ritual items, as well as 2,000 Ghana cedis as workmanship fees for the priestess and her assistants. Hey, Charlie.
Interesting.
Hey!
Uko tu juju.
Kobe Bini.
Which one is Kobe Bini? That's your belief. And if you want
that is whose belief?
That is what they believe in. That if you want me to move from wherever you want to do your construction, give me this amount of money for the relocation.
So
that is the same way.
So if it is not done, we can't construct the road.
The same way.
The gods will not agree to that.
Okay. So if they go and put quota on it right now,
the gods will penetrate through it.
No, the gods will be angry.
Angry for what?
And then you not blame the gods.
You will. The gods will be angry. So
no, you see, I don't want the listener this morning to think that Doc is not it's not respecting faith, because this has to do with faith and all that.
Yeah.
It's far from that too. Hey, now work with you, Juju. Me, I don't have a problem.
You know how I'm looking at this thing, yeah? So we demolish structures which are illegally sited close to the roads. So the question is, this should I call it shrine or so? Is it illegally sited? Is it a buffer area where such?
I see. You see the front page of the paper, and this morning people should be interested in getting the archives newspaper. I mean, you see the colored picture, and they have actually circled where the juju is. The position of the juju is not even 1 feet tall.
But it's powerful.
I've not said so. You see, don't let it look like
no. I'm not saying.
I'm downplaying the powers of.
That's not what
juju.
I'm doing.
I know you maybe you've been doing juju and things like that, but
why would you be? I mean, even as we're talking about these things, I mean, these are serious issues. Isn't it?
Very serious issues.
If it is
and now
allowed
that
for the
Mayor is
construction,
here, I know that Mayor has learnt about Buddhism and all that. Maybe he will explain to us.
Amir is a pastor. He's been a pastor from school days.
Hey.
Yeah. I tell you, CCF days.
I don't have.
So what? Okay. That even bring the question. Why don't we gather some of these powerful men of God in this country?
No. I don't agree with you. To go and do what? To go and pray.
No,
it's about someone's faith.
You are saying no. You remember?
I do. Pastor Andrew.
This is his area.
This has nothing to do with.
This is someone's belief. This is someone's belief.
Pastors to go and pray to.
This is someone's belief.
One President Kufuor wanted rains.
That's different.
No,
that's a different.
No, they are demanding
this is a call to national duty. We are constructing a road that is going to benefit over 30,000.
That's why I asked the question: is it illegally sited? If it is, then government should just go ahead and pull it down. Then I would agree with you.
If my next question is how did the juju find its place in the way of a major highway?
That was where it was situated before government decided to
the gods decide where they operate.
Okay, so it was there where before government, maybe it was there before government decided to.
So you think that government should spend 9,000?
Spend it and
plus. That's also like 11,000.
And they should spend it to remove.
I don't know if you get my position. So it's illegally cited. Is that the case?
You can't say it's illegally cited because that is what these people, whoever goes.
So it's in the middle of the road.
No.
Yes.
That is their land. And you want to use that part of the land.
No, the story didn't say it was their land.
What we need to establish is, since we are saying it's in the middle of the road, was the road constructed and maybe the fetish priest The fetish priestess.
No, if you read the story, it says that
the shrine there.
The big push was being extended to cover a certain perimeter, so to speak. And in doing so, they realized that there's a voodoo, there's a juju sitting there.
So it is Owani baby, and you are extending to that side.
So it means that Owani baby, now juju there, Sebi, juju there is like this road in front of us here. And you bring juju around where the woman sells
the provision shop,
or where the guy does the chichinga.
Okay.
You cite juju
let me
there.
listen. Let me listen.
You cite juju there. Hey.
No.
Then in the future, when we want to come and expand the route,
that is the person's land. If you want to use it, compensate me and let me move.
So
that's where I was. That's where I asked the question. That's why I asked the question.
That's the same way. If government wants to break down some buildings to construct a road, they compensate the people.
That's why I asked the question. So Elizabeth, I mean, are you coming? That's why I asked the question. Whether or not it's been illegally sited. You know, the demolition exercise that was done around the Michelle Camp area. A lot of them needn't, they shouldn't have gone beyond the pylons by the roadside, but a lot of them built beyond the pylons. And so they broke all of those buildings. So it means that they were illegally sited. So the question we need to unravel or have answers to is whether or not this shrine, so to speak, was illegally sited. If it's a government zone, then only say. If it is the person's land that perhaps the forefathers gave to him and they handed over something to him and all of that, then there should be some compensation. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
But I'm saying that something which is going to, in fact, benefit the masses.
If you read it, they say the construction is still ongoing around
the juju. Hey, this country party.
But what I see there is it a shrine or juju? It is just
juju. Right? This is not a shrine. This is juju.
Yes. So it is not a shrine that is cited there. Is the fact that they do their
it's a shrine.
Those things.
They are not there. That's why you are not seeing them.
So what is there? So what is there?
That's their shrine.
I mean, around Musuku, runabout.
Yes.
Kwabena. When they were doing their festival or something, they came to do those things there. So I think it's tradition. They do those things there. Yeah. My issue here is that, in the first place, for government to say that they are extending the road to that that particular part means that part was supposed to be
not necessarily so. Not necessarily so.
Fine. However, they cannot claim a land there that they use it because it's not a shrine. It's just a road, and they have put their stuff on the road.
No.
It
was a land. When you read the story,
guys, am I getting the indication? Am I getting the indication that the road was already there, and then somebody came to place?
It's a totally new construction. They are only expanding.
Yes,
they are expanding it.
It is. You see. In Ghana, one thing that happens is that, like Kwabena, for instance, when you're moving from Kwabena to Pokuase there, I remember that when the ex-president Akufo-Addo wanted to expand the road, they told those who have structures along the way to remove them. No, you see, here's the case. They have written on the structures, remove those things. Some removed. As we stand out, I mean, others have their structures there. Just imagine that maybe 5 years to come, we want to expand the road, and now we are going to compensate them when they know that is part of a road.
And so that's what I'm saying. So if it belongs to government, it belongs to government. If it doesn't, compensation. The God say they want these monies to move.
Charles, the thing is, a lot of Ghanaians have
they want the money to move. 9,000 is nothing to government.
Erected structures at places where they don't know are earmarked for road construction.
No, in fact, should I say how we acquire land in this country it's a whole different conversation altogether. So, we should be having.
But the person who is giving the permit even knows that place is supposed to be used for.
Let me tell you what happened with regards to what I experienced when the demolition exercise was being carried out from the Ashama roundabout. It is heading towards the Akuse Junction area. They are expanding the road. Okay. So I have my building situated close to the road. This is my land. You don't go beyond a certain limit, but I've sited my building here. And then there are pylons. Those pylons are, dotted across the road or along the road all the way to the Akusumbo area. And per the topographical sheet that was showed us by, the authorities there and all of that, people shouldn't have built beyond a certain limit to cross the pylons.
Yeah.
But I have cited my building here, and since this place belongs to government, I can rent it out to anybody. So, for instance, somebody wants to start a business, has a container somewhere, comes to see me, oh, me pesa me containers here. Okay, put it there. I'll take you 100 cedis a month. And people are making money out of it. And the situation has been like that for so many years, 30 plus to 40 years and over. And so authorities woke up. In fact, it's not like they didn't announce. They announced it to them that the construction is heading towards your side. So move. They've announced it for close to 5 years. People have been recalcitrant. They've not moved. And then all of a sudden, one day they woke up and then destroyed all the buildings that had crossed or that had been built beyond the pylons. So those ones are understandable. Government zones, these are buffer areas. You don't build on those areas. But I'm just here because we are talking about faith. We are talking about, because for instance, Doc, someone would also say that, well, you guys are Christians, and if your church is sited maybe along a course, along the road, and government finds it that, look, we are expanding the road. I tell you what, where I live, a church building has been broken down.
Yeah,
because it was in a buffer zone. Yeah. If it were to be on the other side, where the land belongs to them entirely, then that one, I would say the government needs to compensate them. So that's why I'm asking the question. Is it illegally cited? If it is, so
when you read the story,
government should do the needful.
When you read the story, they said according to the family, the road alignment was altered by the construction limited to eliminate a dangerous sharp curve, making it necessary for the deity to move to a different location to allow construction work to continue. It means that the thing is already there, man. They want to expand it.
You know what I see?
Compensate me and let me move.
You know what I see?
The deity has taken.
Well, I got to that sharp curve.
It has been there for a long time. And you want to move it.
Yeah, listen to him. It's very dangerous. Sharp curve.
It's not dangerous. Did the priestess tell you that she's in danger?
Yes, because
but the priestess is not the voodoo.
Yeah.
She only
worships it and nothing protects
worshiping,
her.
She will go.
She will go away.
The voodoo we are talking about.
The voodoo.
So if you are a man, go remove it.
No, they can remove it. They only have to locate the priestess and then she will come and do her.
Then go and help them and do it.
So I'm asking that.
Demanding money for to
okay, so if tomorrow they bring the dozer and they
remove it,
what will happen?
And so they should try it and we'll see what will happen.
No, what will happen?
No, let them try it.
It's the same thing with churches. When a church building is along an illegal stretch, and then you break it down, nothing happens. You will pray on your head, nothing will happen.
You see, that is different because there's a saying that God takes his time to.
But the voodoo does what? Quick action.
So are you saying that the gods are not wise to discern that this one shouldn't have been at the curve?
See, the priestess doesn't have any problem.
Gods are very wise.
The typical Nyamifani boy on mentality. You see?
Yes.
So,
Lizzie is saying that the voodoo is quick action. So if they like, they should try.
If you're not afraid, that's what I'm saying, that if the construction workers are not afraid, they should go.
They shouldn't be afraid.
And so go and help them.
Contact the priestess. Do things in order.
That is
contact the one who put the things there.
That is what they are demanding.
And that's what they are demanding. 9,000.
9,000
okay.
to perform the right.
Hey, to buy, they said they want to buy schnapps, yam. It's
a sensitive issue, actually.
And as we are talking about sensitive issues, I'm going to shake the table today. There's a church at Spinters, a very big church. On Sundays, when they are having church service, they block one road. So the incoming cars, they have to use the other lane, which is very dangerous. A very popular church in Ghana here.
Yeah.
And a very popular man of God that I respect. I don't know how they are going to do it, but they need to do something about that.
You know my issue. Maybe they need the church is right in front of my house. And there was a time a Raja called me, and the Raja was like, "Hey, Mr. Akrofi, who are sorry by this time?"
See,
Charlie,
this
guys.
matter.
So let me tell you. So there's a message here. Doc, guys. There's a message here. There's a message here.
Okay,
this one. So guys, listen.
Let's listen to the man of God.
This so Davisena, good morning to you. Davisena says, "Good morning. Please understand that some people believe in and worship deities. Yes. Okay. In situations you described, compensation is demanded and used to perform rituals for relocation and construction. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Thank you.
The contractor should only negotiate the price down with the family.
So give to
Which
Caesar
one is the Caesars?
No, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. When Caesar knows that
Charles.
Caesar is at a place that he is not supposed to be.
Okay, I mean,
You are cited as a sharp curve, and they are protecting you. They are helping the dainty to get to a place where it's safe.
You're prolonging.
Anyway, guys, let's move on. Let's move on.
Go and lead them.
Oh, they lead them.
Then lead them.
Let's
Don't worry,
move on.
I'll contact them. Lead them.
Charles, interestingly,
They will pay me.
interestingly,
Because that's
Madam Ekuya Kwansima, Oba opinion of the Enyan Mem Corner #1 Ebusian family told the Ghana News Agency that the family lacked the financial resources to undertake the relocation. Yes, Uncle Mwabe Yomadi.
So just pay.
You understand?
That is also there.
So in other words, government has to spend 11,000. Do you know 11,000 to remove?
11,000 from government.
No.
Kwakuvi.
See, that's the same way when they go to church, you give.
Okay.
They pay
Then
more
we'll do
than
it
that.
this way. We will do it this way. Whether we like it or not, it will rain one day. Or we can just splatter some water.
The fact that
it will clear the thing, and then we just construct.
see the fact that it rains and it clears, that doesn't mean the thing
What?
there is gone. You go and do it.
You are sitting in
Anyway,
a sharp
guys.
curve. We want to save you.
You
don't want to say
one
me.
more story.
Did we tell you that we
This
we
very
didn't
issue
say
is generating
Anyway.
a lot of comments. It says TB Joshua's church blocks one side of the Spintex. Charlie. Okay. Chief.
All right.
This is a text.
Yeah,
message.
so,
but I didn't mention any church,
Charles,
did I?
you let's proceed. Since you people want Lizzie and Co, Lizzie and Charles, you still want the voodoo to be sitting in the sharp cave.
That's a
It is on to
A
you.
very unsafe place.
It is on to you.
That's
It is
someone's
on to
belief.
you.
She's being protected.
Now,
Go and remove it.
I am not a lazy MP. Sticker fights back. That's one of my favorite MPs.
I know, right?
Dr.
I
Sticker.
had an experience with him. The first time he entered parliament, it was a bad one.
Dr. Stephen Amwa. Hey.
Do you have a PhD holder in
I
your
tell
family? I recall that encounter with Sam George.
Yes.
in
So,
one of the TV studios.
so this is another story in the Archives newspaper. So the member of Parliament for Inshasu, Dr. Stephen Amwa, popularly known as Sticker, has strongly, the emphasis is strongly, rejected the parliamentary performance survey conducted by Global Info Analytics, describing its findings as misleading, demotivating, and lacking a credible basis. So, Kwame, the story, let me just put it that there was this survey by the Musa Danquest Global Info Analytics.
Musa too is worrying. Musa is doing every every area.
It says that the survey was done across 83 constituencies, measured. In fact, it was to measure the constituents' perception of the performance of the MPs. According to the finding, the MP for Nsawum Adwejiri, the Honorable Frank Anodompre, emerged as the highest rated legislator with 98% approval rating, while the MP for Asini Manso across George Kwame Abuaji recorded the lowest approval rating at 9%. I'm glad that my MP friends.
It wasn't Stephen who recorded the lowest.
No.
78 out of
He's part of.
On Tiasie. All right, so let me give some more information here so that will make the conversation interesting. Other highly rated MPs included those representing the Tolon and Time. That's our own Habib, and then the Honorable Adama. Yes. Each scored 94% approval, followed by Navrongo Central, 93%, Offenso North, 91%, and Kpandu and Tano North, 88% in that regard. Other constituencies with the lowest approval rating are Sini, Manso, Akroso, where Takrady 13%, Bosomchi 15%. Bosomchi is who? The former education minister.
Yes, that's his place.
Achiansi 16%, and Mboli Bamboy. Oh, the deputy minister for
Lands and Natural Resources.
Yes, Sulemana. Oh,
Mohammed's MP.
yes. The survey also recorded relatively high no opinion responses in some constituencies, with Bosomche registering 18% and Esojaman 15%. suggesting that a significant number of constituents were either undecided or insufficiently informed to assess the MPs, blah blah blah, and it goes on and on and on. So, the Honorable Speaker is not very happy this morning. He's not very, very, very happy.
Whoever knows,
I wish we could speak to him and
Yesterday he had a press conference.
Hey.
Oh, on the issue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You made the man bring out issues and even brought out books to
Substantiate.
to prove a point that he is working. Mentioned people that he has sent.
Oh, so he has his own
he even brought
development book.
Yeah,
No, he brought a book to prove
He
that
brought his own assessment book.
When he traveled outside, one of the people that he helped
To join the military.
Yes, gave him that book.
But,
But help me, Doc. This is perception. Your
Oh,
constituents' perception of
Yes.
Yeah.
you. So
I don't know
Said
why.
the methodology from Musa
I don't know
Dampa is
why.
wrong.
it's flawed. Yeah.
I don't know why.
but of course you shouldn't
My
expect some
own-
of these things to
And
sit.
My
how did Musa
friend.
Dampa conduct that post? Did he come to his constituency to ask the people?
But I should
ask
believe-
the
I should believe that
traditionalists,
definitely-
ask the elders.
Definitely, but of course, I mean, in every research, you can't speak to the entire population.
course.
You
Yeah,
only
there are
speak to a
samples,
fraction
samples.
of them, and then based on that, you make your own conclusions to represent. But it should be sizable enough to represent the total opinion of the people.
But I don't blame
And-
Sticker. And Penny say one kasa utri wa ye bonny. If he
Oh.
doesn't talk for
Yesterday.
himself,
Oh, God.
who will talk for him? He's the MP of the constituency, and he believes in himself that he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, major projects that have.
Let me
He's
tell you.
still
Let me tell you.
doing.
Let me tell you how the former MP for is it Adansia Sokwae, Katie Hammond, how he would have reacted to this. Those days when Odikro used to conduct some of these surveys, we had Bruce Frankenstein in Parliament, and Odikro would do this, and then he would come on the floor of Parliament, and they say that Katie Hammond has absented himself this number of times from Parliament. Like, you get to know the number of times your members of Parliament are in chamber transacting business on behalf of the constituency. KTM. Sa Odikro no me hwehwe no o wenfa. Sa.
Do you know the school fees he has paid? The
But you
weddings.
see,
Anyway.
it
he's
brings
attending.
Doc, hold on. It brings about a very important issue. We're talking about development, and you as an MP, you are to be that conduit through which development gets to your people.
Yes.
And the
Agents.
development that we are talking about here is what? Attending funerals,
Eh.
paying school fees.
That's what the constitution.
Is that
This-
is that
this
is that
is
what
what
is
this
that
is
what
what
we
the-
have reduced
the ordinary
development to?
person-
But that's what I mean. Like
Yes.
Doc
want.
is saying.
Their
That's what
constituents.
they want.
That's what they want.
So if you don't do these things, then the perception
Unya,
is that
they'll vote you
you are
out.
not doing anything.
They'll
Unya,
vote you out.
Oh, and the sticker and Jessica.
So you see, that is why the NCC
Yeah.
has to be empowered.
Exactly.
I don't know why government or upon government have always not been interested in, putting resources into. Today, when you call the NCC, they will tell you one of their major problem is mobility. So we will always have these things.
They don't have the tracks, the logistics.
And it is also because when you are coming into office, like we see right now with some of the people who want to unseat some of the MPs, the current MPs, they go around telling people that, oh, me, when you tell me no, I'll do it. If you tell me that your school is broken, I will fix it. I will build a school for you right now. If you say your road is, I will construct a road right now. It's all over social media.
Yeah.
You know, one of our colleagues is all over the place saying he wants to be MP. I didn't mention him. He's all over the place claiming that he's a development agent. Now, if he's successful, which I know he will not, if he's successful,
Oh, but why would you say
oh
that?
please, if he's successful, and then the next thing is that your people are coming after you,
Demanding.
what will be the language now?
I'm not the one in charge of.
Yes. So sometimes the narrative they put out before they are given the power to lead some of these constituencies is also problematic.
Yeah.
And I've always said that it is because of the system we operate in this country. Because if you don't go and talk about development and say, I will do, and you go and say, when you vote for me, I will lobby, I will go through, I will speak to the government,
How dare
and all that.
You go and say
they
these
don't
things.
want to hear that. The
You
the
lose,
voter
you
doesn't
lose.
want to hear that.
You lose.
Tell him that you will do.
Yeah.
And that has been the problem with some of these issues. As for the unity, the
Sometimes
funerals, That one there, if you don't attend, you forget to.
A day if you don't attend 5 funerals, hey, and every funeral you must pay.
Social event.
You must give.
Honorable Bamiwe.
So where does the honorable get the money from?
Exactly. That's
that's
the
a ground
$1 million question that everybody has been, actually asking. Because a day, if you are attending, and not just the funerals, you have to attend the weddings as well.
Yeah.
So you attend maybe 5 or 10 funerals.
In fact, naming ceremonies. Let me tell you what they do with the naming ceremonies.
If you don't go, you have to send something.
No, they never turn. But I have a friend here. He's a Liberian, and the lady is a Ghanaian. So they have twins, and they said they were, naming them after Kennedy Dupont. By force. Kennedy Dupont me pewasem me de me nkwala na ato. And of course, once you go there,
you have to.
The money would flow.
Yeah.
So we need to.
Yeah. So I mean, this is also problematic that we need to also address because it puts a lot of pressure on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To perform magic, even when they don't have the money. That's
how they are able to dip their hands into state coffers. And then eventually you leave power someday and then they call you to come and account it.
Because if you're seeking power and you come to my house and wash and you get and I vote you
and then
you don't come again.
Drive by.
And that is why people don't really like people who are maverick and all that. For example, the position of A+, the Honorable Kwame Asari.
He's doing a lot. A+ is doing a lot. Yesterday I saw it.
The other day where people were all over the place, he won Cassiel and all that. He says, me MP, me people out there, mama. Like how?
But that's the truth.
Who does that?
That's the truth.
Me messing here, me both training, no. But this is what we have lived with.
We don't like the truth.
Yes.
We don't like it.
Like the Wager MP during when they were doing the I think some exercise after the flag.
And he was in the US.
That you have to give me food and all that before I come in. I think it was on the National Day of Clean.
Yes.
Before I come and clean.
And he reacted. He reacted, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, the people. We need to start, and they should also help us. In as much as we journalists will sit on radio and speak for them, like we are doing now, they should also help us.
Yeah.
So that when we speak and we try to educate the ordinary or the voter that these and other things are not the mandate of an MP, and that this is what you should be expecting from your MPs, X, Y, Z, and when they don't do that, that should be the measuring or that should be the measure for which you say you will not vote for an MP and what have you. Then it is fair. But if we come and sit here and say all those things and try to conscientize the people, and you go back and go and do it is your own. Then we must as well think of ourselves.
2020 AGC.
I know.
But Musa Dankwa, did he also conduct the survey? I mean, including my MP.
Which one?
In the survey.
No. This is aspects of the. I'm sure we have to look, take the whole data.
My road.
You and Kwame are coming from the same area.
Anyway,
It's not the same road that she was crying and begging.
Yeah, begging the minister.
It's in a very much, I mean, depressing state.
Anyway, Charles.
Yeah.
Maybe the last two quick ones, and then we'll go. The Kaswa MP, the Kaswa chairman has been suspended. Yes, and for 5 months.
5 months.
5 months.
Kaswa MP.
Yes.
No.
It's 4.
Kaswa is
Chairman.
The chairman is 4.
The Utu Senya East NDC chairman.
It's not on the
chairman.
issue.
Yes.
No, it's 5. It's 5. Yeah.
Yes. So I have the letter here from it was signed by the Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwete, the General Secretary of the NDC, writing straight to the chairman, the constituency chairman of the Utu Senya East constituency, suspension from office as constituency chairman. It goes on and on. They've invoked provisions of the party's constitution, Article 48.4 and 48.6 of their party's constitution. And it says, accordingly, you are hereby suspended from your position as constituency chairman of the Utu Senya East constituency for a period of 5 months, effective immediately. And so, yesterday when I saw the item, I said, "Oh, that means that chairman cannot even contest again because their constituency chairman is, yes, I think in August or so. They'll pick up forms in August. So technically, chairman, if he doesn't, I'm told he's also been referred to the National Disciplinary Committee for investigation. For investigation.
But I should believe that there should be an avenue for swift,
yes, just to
review,
refer to
so
chairman.
To speak,
yes,
so
it doesn't
conduct
look
and all of
like
that.
yes.
So that he doesn't really travel necessarily the 5 months period. There should be an avenue for that.
Yes. So
let me before you come in, Doc. I'm interested in a story here, and I'm sure Lizzie, it should interest you, because every now and then you tell, you listen. You tell Esther. I mean, Ira, or the Ibiani say, Mami, or that say, Mami. Listen to this. So this is a story found on the front or the homepage of citynewsroom.com. It says Ghanaians lose 296,000 to online restaurant scams in 6 months. Details of the story says that Ghanaians lost nearly 300,000 to online restaurant impersonation scams in the first 6 months of 2026, as cyber criminals increasingly hijacked Google business listings to trick unsuspecting customers into paying for food that was never delivered. So a new alert issued by the Cybersecurity Authority shows that the financial losses from the scam surged to 296,000 plus between January and June this year, more than 3 times the 84,000 plus recorded during the same period in 2025.
Where we, as far as where we order, it comes.
Yes,
it comes all the time.
But in any case, me.
Why would you? Oh well.
Me, if I don't see anything, I don't pay you.
Exactly.
And that's possible.
Yes.
What?
I know some of them.
Why would I send you money?
You pay in advance.
I've not seen anything. Then I send you money, expecting that
the food
you will come and deliver.
No.
Hey, even if anything, any purchase I make online, me if I don't see, I don't pay you.
Yeah.
So if you come and give me the narrative that some will say our policy. I say if your policy is all like that, my brother,
this is my policy as well.
Go away.
That's a serious one.
Simplicity. In this time and age, you are still doing Ponzi scheme. You know this CW, whatever, all over the place. Good morning to some of my friends.
I don't want you to recount this. An experience in the newsroom.
Somebody is part.
Who is that?
No
one is part. Oh no.
Are you part?
No one is part. Oh no. We are journalists.
Okay.
No one is part.
I'm told it's not well.
Allow the gentleman.
I'm told it's not well.
Allow the gentleman to be.
Maybe he's part because how is it that it coincided with the week?
Allow the gentleman to be. He's not well.
Or whatever he's going
He's not well.
Are you sure?
No.
It's natural. It's natural.
No, Keoji, send me a message. I know you are listening. If you, other than that, no. Tomorrow I'll revisit this matter because I don't understand.
Let me tell you about experience here.
So you are part.
No, listen. No, listen. Oh, relax.
He was.
Me.
Oh, he was part.
Like it was just.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Let me tell you about experience, guys. Listen. So a colleague says that he has officials from this
CWPC,
and so it's an investment platform, and that prior to even coming into the newsroom to speak with us, he had told me about it. And so, as curious as I was, I wanted to test the platform. Initially, you don't invest any money, so you are able to operate, with a system like that, and then the money comes, and then after some time, you're able to withdraw it. So that's what I did. That's what Lizzie says. I was part of it. I wasn't. I was only trying the system. And there was listen.
No, please don't trust. So it means that you actually, Pastor, you are part.
He's part.
No. We don't expect you.
Listen, no.
This is what my friends will say. Circumstantial evidence.
I did not.
Master, you are part.
I did not.
Investigation. He's part.
I did not invest.
No, it's an investigative piece.
So as a journalist, I shouldn't be curious.
Yeah, as a journalist, you need to be.
I shouldn't be curious.
No.
There was anyway, but on a more serious note, there was no investment.
God.
Then, before we realized, there were these gentlemen who said they were come to talk to us about a certain investment platform, and I was just there, laughing in my head, or like, Charlie. So you guys don't know you are talking to journalists. Before they could say Jack, the kind of questions that were coming from Osborne, Caleb, and then to top it all was Oye. Then you said it. No, we are journalists. You can't come here and talk to us about a certain scheme.
So,
have you had certification from
so
SEC? Has SEC approved your...
was part?
No, she wasn't. Nobody here was part. Nobody was part.
No, the fact that you were on the platform.
I'm saying
No.
Nobody was on the platform.
No.
Nobody.
No, my editor wasn't part.
Nobody was on the platform.
Are you sure?
Editor wasn't part.
Nobody was on the platform.
Hey, Madam, good morning.
It was Elijah
she's listening.
and Charles.
Oh,
Charles and Lizzie are telling us, confirming this morning that you've been part of.
Charles was saved by Osborne.
Anyway, guys, but you see, the point is, it brings up.
I have some of my friends being brutally finished.
Oh, come on.
By that.
CW1.
I'm not even heard
Ghana
of,
for
I didn't even hear of, such an entity until the story came out.
No, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them still in the system. I'm telling you, there are a lot of them. If the regulator should crack the whip, I'm sure a lot of them would actually be, arrested.
Maybe.
There be you. So no, but like, how does it work that you are sitting in your room?
Yeah.
And you think that
they came to the office. They came here. They came here.
So
I didn't even know. I didn't even know until the issue happened. They came here.
Their agents actually came here.
That's what I just told you. They entered the newsroom.
No, there was one person.
Do you have their? We need to arrest them.
That's exactly what Oye told them. So at a point in time, I was telling Oye, calm down. No, we need. When you do this, we can arrest you. We need to call the police on you and that kind of thing. So just imagine the unsuspecting public.
What was like?
See,
what did they do?
Let me tell you. So there was a colleague of
so
ours.
Elijah too was part.
Almost. She nearly fell into the.
In fact, for Elijah, she
It was
almost
saved by
invested her
Caleb.
money.
Me,
I only tried the system. Elijah almost invested her money.
It was Caleb who told Elijah to
Hold on.
Hey, Elijah.
So I didn't know.
Okay.
So let me tell you. So we have a colleague at Accra FM. So
Who is that?
No.
I can't mention it. He benefited from.
He's also part.
He benefited. No, you need to have one person who would actually
Then
benefit
there'll be testimony.
to
The initial,
draw people.
They'll be testifying there, babe. I mean, what do I don't understand? I mean, with all the education on Ponzi schemes, how is it that anybody will sit and think that Metiwa then?
But the way I don't believe
but you see,
bring money for me to increase it and all. I don't believe in that.
It is because we are so fixated on money.
See,
on our screens, don't you see money doubling? Stuff on our screens a lot of the time.
Which one is the money doubling?
Bring money. Bring this amount, and I'll give you this.
50,000.
A lot of them fall prey to this,
and people are falling for it.
This time and age.
Yes, it is there.
That is still
Let me tell you. A lot of
this one. I have an experience. So you see what they do. No, I wasn't part of it, but I'm just saying when I was doing my when we were doing the internship with, I don't want to mention the station, but in Kumasi. So I learned it from the pastors, some of the pastors that come in the night and they are preaching and they will say, oh, somebody will call into the program, but their own members will stand outside and call into the program. That's why I'm just relating it to this thing. So bring 5,000. You see that the first caller will call. And then the first caller will say, "Oh, I got money and this, but it's their own people." And that's how they do it. And
is it not because we've allowed the media to do this? And also, I say this because there are a lot of, I call them mushroom media houses springing up. And if the regulator should actually do its work diligently, a lot of these media houses will be closed down. A lot of them.
Fine, I understand.
Fanchinico TV somewhere. And then
but it's about time. It's about time the Ghanaian. You see, most of these things,
they want quick money.
Yes, most of these things, the investment will come from these Bodja people. I mean, somebody who struggle to get like 2,000 Ghana cedis, 1,000 Ghana cedis. They will go and invest. And then finish you. That's my issue.
Then the media will start suffering. Because they'll be demonstrating, crying, and we have to go and cover and you see.
Oh,
And that's when
after
they-
all
when-
the
Then
number two.
government and they are,
That's when it comes back to
when they are done,
government.
they
Which
start
one is-
putting the
which one is
blame
the
on
number two?
government.
Which one is the number 2?
Then government will be at the suffering end because they are calling on government to refund the money. But when you were doing this,
I read something that
you
people
didn't involve
people were
government.
saying that government should come to their aid
Which
for the
government
way
should come
with
to
my
their
tax
aid? Hey.
for the way. It won't happen.
But as we are talking,
Eh?
there are others who have also benefited from it too. They benefited.
No, but
they-
so-
they-
You
they-
benefit
so
so that
initially-
you would
initially,
testify about
exactly.
it so that people would
Exactly.
trust. Yeah, you
And
drop
so when
people
the
into-
money start
yes.
coming and it's like
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah,
then they,
yeah.
they have gotten to where
Yeah.
they
Hey.
think they can.
Yeah,
So
in fact,
that-
in fact,
that's the
in
same
fact,
thing that,
in fact, the
happened
leader-
I
with-
the
have to
leader
be
of the
interested
delegation.
in what happens in the class newsroom henceforth.
the person was
No,
in
listen.
Accra FM.
And you
Okay,
brought
okay.
him to class
Accra
newsroom.
No, okay.
No, but you
okay.
can't blame
Okay.
the one at Accra
Because he
benefited.
benefited. Yes,
No.
So he can
yes.
sell the business to you, but
He
because
was
And he actually introduced them to you people.
Me, I wasn't even
No,
there. So
listen.
I
So
came
listen, guys.
when
So listen.
Raja was-
And
So-
Erajua nearly.
Yeah, Raja and Charles.
but Doc,
Charles Akrofi nearly.
Yes.
but Doc.
Okay.
Let's say.
All right, Doc. So
let's say there's
I have a
business.
question. There's a question for
sorry,
you.
Charles.
There's a question for who?
Let's say there's
For
a-
you.
there's a
For
For
business.
you, Doc. Yes.
Let's say there's a business. I've benefited from it. I mean, do you think I will not come and share it with you? Like,
Take your
that-
business.
Test-
Don't come and
test-
share any
test-
business with me.
testimony.
Don't come and share any.
Anyway, so the class body show right here, class 91.3
But
FM.
I'm sure you did not invest.
Oh no, that was that was not
I
investment.
have a feeling like I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. I feel in my spirit
You can't
this morning
you can't put
that the
you
that
can't
the-
put this on me.
that the grace of God has come upon me.
You can't
Unction
put
of
this
the
on
Of
me.
the Lord has come upon me, and I feel in my
Okay.
spirit that
Or do
He
you call?
invested.
Charles Akrofi.
I did not invest.
Maybe he invested. but
Anyway, guys.
What is the message
the
for me?
amount of money that he put
What is
into
the-
it
So
wasn't-
it's on a different issue.
Uh-huh.
But even as we're talking about this, and rent is still there. The rent issues.
Yes,
There's
yes.
someone here who says that Charles, good morning. Please, I have a letter to Doc. A letter to Dr. Kofi Annan.
And what is the letter about?
Why is the rent commissioner so quiet?
Oh no, no,
When,
no.
you wait. When is the commissioner finishing with the students' hostel issue and come to we, the tenants in the country?
Great.
Massa, 1,500 cedis salary, 800 cedis rent a month. We are suffering. Efu Yaira Ugojo.
Therefore, let me assure you that the student hostel problem, see, the rent commissioner is in fact, yesterday I visited his office to ascertain the same thing because I realized that the advocacy is a bit. And when I went there, he was actually on the move.
I see.
This is not exaggeration. He was actually on the move. I can't put certain information out. Watch out. Watch out.
Okay.
All those, he held a conference for a dialogue kind of
For the hotel.
for the hostel owners and what have
Okay.
you. Some of them complied. They came. They poured out their hearts on some of the issues that amounts to the increment and what have you of some of these hostels and other. And there's some document going on and some understanding
Okay.
going on.
So hopefully there's consensus
Yes.
in that regard.
As for your tenants, your landlords and your landladies, we will come to them. Don't worry.
Rent card.
The rent card. Oh,
No,
you
that's-
get it from
that's
the
what
rent.
he's saying.
I want a copy. I want to see
You want a copy?
Charlie.
Oh, I'll try and get
even
you a
as we're
copy.
talking about
So
this. thing.
how many landlords have actually gone to?
Oh, now a lot of them have Nicodemously visited the rent control because they know.
So you have the records of. Maybe
Yes.
Okay, so next week when you're coming, you bring it.
Please.
You are talking to me as if I am the.
No, you said you are going there, so that I'm
No.
just giving
We'll
you-
bring them. We'll bring them.
But-
You bring.
I
No,
want
you
to
said
find
you are
out.
We'll bring
going
the
there.
commissioner.
So when you go there, you just do those findings
Yeah, and
and
then
bring
bring it.
yeah. And
I want
bring
to find
those
out for
receipts
education
and
purpose.
one of the
Okay.
Ghana the rent card.
Is it lawful for a landlord or landlady to increase your rent every year?
So the explanation to this question is that if you want to increase, yes, there can be an increment, but then it should be subject to a certain review. Because if you want to review your rent, the rent control is mandated by law to come and assess.
Exactly, and that's what.
That's the key word.
That's what. That's
Then
what.
hurry up,
That's what.
I have a place that you need to assess.
Please, media, media.
Do you
Media,
have
listen,
the rent
guys,
card?
listen.
No, I
Media,
don't have
I have
a
not
rent
said anything because I know my landlady is listening.
Don't say anything.
Auntie
Charles,
Grace, I have
do
not
you have-
said
do you have a
anything.
rent card?
Please, no, I don't.
So you are engaged in illegality.
I am a tenant, and
the tenant, you need to get a rent card. Your landlady or landlord has to also get.
So that's why I say that.
So it means that you don't even have a tenancy agreement.
No, I have a tenancy agreement. That's why I'm saying that. Kudos to the CEO or
the commissioner.
The commissioner.
Yes.
Kudos to the commissioner. He's elevated the conversation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a lot of us didn't know about the existence of a rent card.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't know about it. Aha.
It has been in our book since the institution of the rent control department.
About 90%,
and
99% don't have the.
And that is why I commend President Mahama. You know, for 60 years, Ghana as a state, even though we had to, it is in our books that we needed to have appointed a commissioner of the rent control department. Successive government, including Nkrumah, could not appoint. President Mahama in 2026 is the first president to have appointed a commissioner. And that is the effect of the appointment of the commissioner. Had it not been so, a lot of things that responsibilities and duties of a tenant vis-a-vis a landlord or a landlady wouldn't know.
Okay, guys. Our time is up, actually.
Our time give us some throwback.
Let me see.
Every day you write letter to the president.
Let me see. Let me see if Elizabeth will dance with this. Let me see.
Last night.
Charlie.
And somewhere see Obachino.
But Lizzie is singing.
Yeah.
No,
Lizzie there.
Okay, now listen.
But if you go out with dog to live bands.
Okay.
Listen to this one coming from my own. This one coming from my own.
Oh, I've forgotten. Some Indian song be.
Okay, that's Sonny Achiba.
Sonny Achiba, the Indian man.
Sonny Achiba was the Indian man of our time. But you, before Sonny Achiba.
You didn't even meet Slim Basta.
Oh,
the Michael Jackson of our time.
Slim Basta. Slim Basta. Okay. Listen to this one.
Mr. and Mrs. Jan, this morning I send my greetings and happy anniversary to you. They're actually based in the UK. It's my prayer that it lives on and on and on. I should repeat. Oh, thank you, my people. You are enjoying it. So I'm saying that I want to take this opportunity to wish a very beautiful couple in UK, Mr. and Mrs. Jan. They've been married for 9 years, and we're still counting for many more years. It's our prayer that the love, the bond will grow from strength to strength till death do them part, as their vows were when they walked the aisle. So, good morning to them. I know that Mrs. Jan is listening to us. And so it's important that we do this. Thank you so much. God richly bless that union.
Thank you too very much. The area guys, I call them Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan, Amia Edujemfi. Anytime I try to mention Amia Edujemfi. I still forget. Then I'm tempted to mention Amia Debra. And anytime I try to mention Beatrice, no. Samaka. Elizabeth Aid. Elizabeth, you have a middle name?
Yeah.
What's your middle name? You don't put it out. But it's your name.
Yeah.
It's just like someone would say that member cradi, member be who say or the kwab now or the
crazy. And you start using it, I don't want that.
Like Norinda Iradua Crunchy. Norinda Iradua Crunchy. And yet you tell us that
the CWPC candidate.
Anyway, guys, let me thank you.
I tell you.
Let me thank you guys. It's a pleasure, of course. You made this quite entertaining. And I'm sure you back at home doing the listening, you enjoyed every bit of it, especially with regards to the throwback. We give you a bit of education with regards to what is happening in the country. And then we also take you back into time. And so for all of you from back in the days, you do understand that, it's important that sometimes we look back into time and reminisce the olden days. This is still the Class Morning Show right on Class 91.3 FM. And right about now, we have a letter to the president. And of course, we're bringing you back the letter we wrote to the president yesterday, because today is a big day for us all in Ghana because of the fact that the finance minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, will be in parliament today to present the media budget review statement. What are your expectations? What are you expecting the minister to talk about? And especially as we even move on to better a lot in the country, what do you expect the minister to announce in terms of policy formulation, and what have you going for it? 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. A lot of your messages have come in already. I'm going to read them in due course. But until then, we have a letter to the president, and we're bringing back our letter to the president with regards to the mid-year budget review. Take a listen.
Dear Mr. President, good morning to you. On Thursday, July 22, 2025, your Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, will present the mid-year budget review to Parliament. Beyond the figures and economic jargon, millions of Ghanaians will be listening for one thing: hope. They will want reassurance that the sacrifices they continue to make are gradually translating into a better quality of life. Mr. President, one area that deserves urgent attention is the cost of transportation. Although fuel prices have shown some stability in recent months, transport fares remain stubbornly high. For the ordinary worker, trader, student, and farmer, transport costs affect everything from the price of food to the cost of doing business. Government should engage transport operators and stakeholders to ensure that any economic gains are reflected in fares so that the ordinary Ghanaian also feels the impact. Just as importantly, the gains made in bringing inflation under control must not be allowed to slip away. Ghanaians have endured difficult times over the past few years, and while prices may not be rising as rapidly as before, many households are still struggling to recover. Fiscal discipline, prudent spending, and policies that protect the purchasing power of citizens must remain a priority. Mr. President, households are also anxious about the rising cost of utilities. Electricity and water are not luxuries, they are necessities. As government works to keep the economy on a stable path, it must also consider measures that cushion families against increasing utility costs without undermining the sustainability of service providers. Economic stability should improve lives, not merely produce impressive statistics. Another area that deserves commendation is the relative stability of the cedi in recent months. However, sustaining this progress will require continued discipline. Businesses need a predictable exchange rate to plan. Importers need certainty, and investors need confidence. Protecting the gains made in stabilizing the cedi should remain one of government's foremost priorities. Mr. President, Ghanaians are equally eager to hear about the progress of the 24-hour economy policy. Since it was presented as a flagship initiative to transform the economy, create jobs and stimulate productivity, the public deserves a comprehensive update. How many businesses have signed on? How many jobs have been created? Which sectors are benefiting the most? These are questions that deserve clear and measurable answers. Success should not be measured by announcements, but by the opportunities created for young people and the confidence restored in the private sector. Mr. President, the media budget review should not only account for the first half of the year, but also inspire confidence for the months ahead. It should assure Ghanaians that government remains focused on easing the burden on households, creating decent jobs, and sustaining economic recovery. The numbers will matter, but what will matter even more is whether the ordinary market woman, the commercial driver, the teacher, the nurse, and the unemployed graduate can genuinely say that the economy is beginning to work for them. Mr. President, that is my humble letter to you. Yours faithfully, Class FM.
So over to you, Mr. President. Even as we expect the finance minister to appear in the House today to present the media budget review statement, this is a letter from us here at Class FM to you, Mr. President. And it's now time for A Piece of My Mind, which is a segment of the show where I share my thoughts on an issue of germane concern and also invite you to also share same. And of course, I would open the phone lines and then you call in. I understand the phone lines are active now. So after sharing a piece of my mind, I would allow you to also call in and then also share a piece of your mind as far as the issue that I'm going to be talking about today is concerned. Anybody who uses the Temakra motorway, you would realize that almost every now and then you find cargo trucks on the road, especially at dawn. And I'm talking about even an experience I have had or the experiences I've had over the period as far as me using that road anytime I'm coming to work is concerned. Anybody using that road knows that as early as 4:30, 5 a.m. thereabout, sometimes you could find traffic on the road. And the traffic is not like it's some broken car or something that has happened ahead of you, which is causing the free flow of traffic. But because of the fact that these cargo trucks have taken over the road pretty much to a large extent, we have an axle loading station or axle weighing station situated along the road somewhere. And you would expect that every time they get there, once they are moving away or they are moving on the stretch with cargo, they are weighed and all of that to ensure that there's some safety. There's a reason why the axle weighing system is actually brought in. Because times were when we find a lot of accidents on our road. Quite recently, I think it was around the Nungwa area, I stand to be corrected, we saw a video of a truck, a cargo truck or a trailer carrying cargo, and that cargo fell off from the truck. Or if you like, the container that was on the truck fell off from the truck, and then it fell onto a Toyota Vit, one of these vehicles. Some time ago, a similar incident happened around La Paz. These are some of the scenes that sometimes we are actually met with when we are traveling along our routes in the country. But I'm just going to talk about what it should be in terms of the amount of cargo that these trucks can actually carry. And this conversation started when I was in vehicle coming to the office this morning, and this gentleman in the car was having a conversation with me because apparently around the 5 a.m. thereabouts we saw traffic on the road, and it was frustrating. It was delaying us, so we're complaining about why there need to be traffic on the road, what is causing the traffic, and it appears that the cargo trucks were quite a number, and so they were driving on each side of the road. the inner and then the outer lane, they had taken over. So if you are a saloon car, for instance, and you are moving to the office and you need to get to the office ahead of time, just as some of us, we need to get to the office latest 5 a.m. and then, you put your stuff together before you go on air. It means that you would find it a bit difficult. So I was curious to understand what was going on, but I was told that it's because of the axle weighing station, and so a lot of them had slowed down so that they could actually get into the station or the space so their cargo would actually be weighed before they move on. A lot of these cargo trucks that I saw are Burkina Faso cars because of the number plate. You see the BF and all of that. And ostensibly, they are coming from the ports in Tema. A lot of them were carrying something that looked like wire mesh. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a wire, and a lot of them, quite heavy, I should say, and they were loaded onto the trucks. And so I was having a conversation with the driver who told me that the trucks have a certain limit of cargo they can carry, but a lot of the time, these trucks do not comply with the regulation in terms of the limit. So I'm here reading something. I did a bit of research as regards, the weights and the axle load limits. And in accordance with ECOWAS and UEMOA regulations, cargo is measured in metric tons. So vehicles cannot exceed an allowable single axle limit of 11.5 tons. Now, the maximum gross vehicle weight depends on your truck's axle configuration. So 3 axle trucks, maximum total gross weight is 26 tons. 4 axle trucks, maximum total gross weight is 51 tons. And 6 axle trucks, maximum total gross weight is 60 tons. So the specifications are there. But I saw a lot of them, even though I am not in the field, I'm not a technical person in the field, but I could tell as a layman that this very trailer, the amount of cargo it's carrying, it's putting a lot of pressure on the truck. It's putting a lot of pressure. And before I could say Jack, just ahead of me, I found one of the vehicles which had broken down, ostensibly because it was climbing up a hill somewhat. The place is a bit hilly. And those of you who understand or who use the motorway all the time, you understand what I'm talking about. Especially the parts where, the motorway is under construction. So there are these sections where you would have to make, meander, so to speak, meander your way. Or you take what we call in geographical parlance, a recumbent, in a way. Before you join the main road, you go. I'm sure those things are done in order to slow down speeding vehicles, because you can't have ramp strips on the motorway. But certainly, if you know that you are going to have to meander your way through a certain part before you get back onto the main road and all of that, you will slow down. And this vehicle had broken down there. It had a BF, and I suppose it's also going to Burkina Faso, and with all the wire that I'm talking about. So I inquired about what the wires are going to be used for. So they are not wires necessarily, because they are thicker than wires. The driver told me that they take them to Burkina Faso, and these are what they actually, so to speak, get nails out of. The nails that you and I use to nail our wooden stuff together. So they are going to use them in, should I say, manufacture nails? I'm just looking for the right word. And so they load them. But it was obvious that it had been loaded. It had been overly loaded. And when you check the truck in itself, you realize it's a single axle truck. And so there's a certain limit that truck could actually load up to. Now, the question I'm asking myself is, this is what the driver told me. We need to investigate further. But the driver told me that all of these vehicles are going to Burkina Faso. But I tell you what, when they get to Paga, before they enter Burkina Faso, they would unload all of this from the truck before they enter Burkina Faso, which means that authorities in Burkina Faso are doing the right thing. And he was raising questions about why we still allow them to go through the axle loading or axle weighing system, and yet you still find them overly loaded, and then they break down. They cause traffic on the roads and all of that. So we have an axle weighing station along the motorway. I'm just asking the questions. And I'm sure you listening to me out there, you've had some experiences. I'm sure anytime you travel along some of these roads, you ask yourself the question, so what are these people doing? I think it's about time we really look at our axle weighing system. I'm not here to blame anybody for anything, but I'm just asking myself the question, how did that cargo truck, how did it make it through the axle weighing system and broke down along the stretch? It was totally overly loaded. And then we found a number of these vehicles, single axle, trucks, a number of them, carrying the cargoes or the containers from the harbor. Like there was one that was carrying about 2. To the extent that the one that was behind, the last container or cargo behind it had overlapped. And I'm asking myself, who checks these things? And they have taken over the road, both the inner and then the outer. And you can't honk, because if you honk at them, nobody would mind you. They are the masters of the road. They are the masters of the road. And a lot of time we see some of these accidents happen on our roads. The road authorities, what are they doing as far as these cargoes, these trailers are concerned? Because it was disappointing when the driver told me, and in fact, it wasn't just the driver. It looks as if the driver and one other passenger who was, on board the vehicle were singing in unison. They all said, yes, when you get to Paga, they would offload all of these products and then they will recheck them again before they enter Burkina Faso. So I'm just here this morning asking myself the question. So these people have been able to drive past our axle weighing stations, drive past our checkpoints and what have you, and they get to Burkina Faso. They are entering Burkina Faso with it. And mind you, it's not just Burkina Faso. I'm just talking about Burkina Faso trucks because there were a number of them on the road this morning when I was coming. Of course, there were some Ghanaian trucks and what have you, which had also overloaded their trucks. But the axle weighing system, do we have to recheck or review how things are done? I recall when Professor Mills of blessed memory stormed the harbor, unknowing to a lot of them. And that was when people started putting things together. I know that they also have a system where they weigh these cargoes before they allow the trucks to even come out from there. What is happening there? How do these people get out of the place? Mr. President, I think that it's about time you turn attention to the harbor and things that happen there. So someone sent stuff to the relatives here in Ghana, and of course you would expect these trailers to go and, cut them, so to speak, and take them to the relevant owners here in Ghana. And yet, they overly load them. Well, someone can sit at home and say that you are not a technical person in the field, so you don't understand it. But at least the driver told me that this one is, a single axle truck. It shouldn't have loaded this way. And obviously, the driver, from the way he was speaking, understands these things because he told me that he's driven some of these vehicles before. It shouldn't load up to this limit. And so it means that there's some compromise at the axle weighing station. I'm making a call this morning that we need to revisit the axle weighing system. Perhaps President should storm some of these places and see how they go about their duties, and especially the harbor. It is important we do that. It is very, very important because the risk they pose to us on our roads is serious. It's serious. You are driving and then there's a cargo truck or a trailer by you, heavily loaded with stuff. There is nothing buckling it. It is just on it like that. Cement bags, wire mesh, heavy wire mesh, and what have you. And whenever they are curving, look at how carefully they curve. Because the least thing, it could fall off from the track. And if you are in those small vehicles, like the ones Irajo and Co are driving, it falls on you. And then, these are incidents that we can actually avoid. Oh, look at what happened. And time without number, these things have happened on our roads, but authorities seem not to do anything about these things. Authorities seem not to do anything about these developments. The roads are bad in the first place, posing threats to us, and then these trucks would also be posing threats to us. Come on, Ghana. Sometimes I ask myself the question. So when people from other countries are celebrating Ghana, they are celebrating Ghana for what? These are very, very little things here and there that we could actually make better. But yet we are waiting for something, some disaster of a certain catastrophic magnitude to happen before we do the needful. I was there, and I was quite younger when it happened around the La Paz area. It fell on a car and totally killed everyone on board. The cargo fell because it wasn't well buckled. And there's this stuff under the cargo trucks that holds the container. Is it safe? Or perhaps once it holds it, they need to also buckle it with something. Maybe some chains, hard chains. Because you find a number of them on our roads. And it's like when it hits a pothole, when the trucks hit a pothole, the containers actually bounce on top of the trucks. They bounce. We see them all the time. It is just by the grace of God that we travel in and travel out all the time. And that's why whenever I wake up in the morning, and I'm sure a lot of you do, I only tell God that, God, even as I'm going, please lead me out and bring me back safely. If you want to rely on government to protect you, nothing would come. No protection will come. So, Mr. President, the Roads and Highways Minister, and all the authorities, the Ghana Highways authorities, and all the stakeholders involved in the chain, it is about time we revisit or we review the highway, the axle loading system. We need to ensure that pedestrians are safe on our roads, and wherever they are going to, they go and come back home safely, because they have people in the house that they are taking care of. We cannot allow some of these trucks to pose danger to us. Enough is enough. The second thing I want to touch on briefly, it's then I want to allow you to also call in and share a piece of your mind on the issue that I've touched on this morning. Has got to do with what we already talked about. A survey that was put out by the Global Info Analytics as regards the conduct or the performance of members of parliament with regards to the perception of their constituents. And the member of parliament for Inshiaiso, Stephen Amwa, popularly known as Stika, has been fighting back that survey, which actually puts him in the bottom or pair. He's among the least performing MPs in parliament per the perception of his constituents. Well, he's been fighting it back, but I think that it is not about fighting it back. Really, we've reduced development to something else. And this morning, when Elizabeth was playing the clip on the AM news, I was listening to him. He says that, well, I pay school fees, and I went to the US, and I have some of my constituents who are occupying big positions in the US military. Is that what we've limited development to? As an MP, what I know is that you are a development agent. But is that what development is about to you? Well, that's not what it is to me. No, I'm not talking about sticker this morning. I'm just talking about the role of an MP. And so if your constituents are saying that they are not seeing enough of you, it means that you need to put things in order. But even the constituents, I have a big question. What do you want to see in terms of development? For which reason you would say that your MP isn't performing? Because we live in a country where we've limited development to the appearance of the MP at events, at social gatherings, at weddings, at naming ceremonies, you name it, funerals, and giving out money. Is that what development means to you? You voted for these persons to occupy this position to serve your purpose in parliament. And is that what development means to you? If that is what development means to you, then I'm sorry, we are not getting anywhere as a people. So if Stika is fighting back the survey or the findings of the survey this morning, it's all well and good. But I think that the things that you enumerated or the things that he talks about pretty much doesn't touch on development for me. And so it means that MPs need to do a lot. Our MPs need to do a lot beyond, the seeing you on televisions arguing and on behalf of your party, which is what to me, that's what our MPs have been reduced to. Just going on television programs, radio programs, and then airing your view as regards an issue and defending your party. Beyond all of that, your people want development, real tangible development. Access to pipe-borne water in our various communities is still very much an issue. Access to education, quality education, is still very much an issue in this country. Those are the very issues that, people are talking about. And so this morning, the survey is only out to tell you that your people have a certain perception of you. So please, you need to live up to the mandate of your people. Otherwise, the people say that they are not happy, they are not impressed by your work. I think that you need not to fight it. Rather, I would take it as something to urge me on, to see what I can do to actually make my constituents happy and bring to them the development that they need. And then we move on. Well, so that's a piece of my mind. The phone lines now, it's activated 0302208080, 0302208080. You can call in now and then also share a piece of your mind as regards the topic that we've dealt with this morning. This is the Class Morning Show right here on Class 91.3 FM. 0302208080 is the line and it's activated right about now. In a short while, I'm also going to be reading your messages. So if you have any concerns, feedback, anything you want to tell us as regards all the issues that we've shared with you right here on this platform, you want to do so also alternatively via the WhatsApp line 0500,000 202, and that's 0500 000202. In the meantime, you can call the studio line 0302 208080. And let's have a good time together on radio. 8080 is a phone line. I don't know if we still have a challenge with the phone lines, but your call can come. You can try. Just try, and I'm sure you'll be successful. 0500,000 202 is also the WhatsApp line in case you want to send in your. Okay, so I understand. Call the 0500,000 202 rather. So call it, the WhatsApp line, call it 0500,000 202, and you can still get to speak to us here on the platform. 0500 000 202 is the line we're using for our calls this morning. That's the same WhatsApp line, so you want to call in now and then share a piece of your mind with regards to the topic that we dealt with this morning. This morning, later on, we're going to be joined in studios by officials from Budget Ghana. They'll be, helping us to understand what really their work is in the country, and then they would also be helping us with some analysis to do, even as we go ahead, of the discussions with regards to the appearance of the finance minister in Parliament today. But let me do some of your messages that have come in at this point in time. I have a caller. Okay, let me see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Do we still have the caller on? Okay. Hello, good morning. Okay, maybe technical would have to come and check this for me. Technical. All right. But you can still try. Call the 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202, and we'll have a good time on radio this morning. I promise you. Well, let me do some of your messages. This one here says that Teacher Kujo Tiobodom Adantase. You say one day, all NDC guys doing Galamsey will be punished. NPP doesn't forgive, like what Ohineba Boama was saying. Okay. Ghana will be sweet after 2029 elections when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia becomes the president of the Republic of Ghana. What NDC is doing today is like digging their own manhole. Ghanaians, let's give some time. Settings government. Greetings, Honorable Professor Christopher Meya Kunfi. Okay, so the list actually goes on and on. This one here says that, good morning. The hypocrisy of the NPP is so clear now. In government, we did not hear the likes of Kojo Nkrumah stopping Nanado and his cousin Ken Ofori-Atta from wasting hard-earned taxpayers' cash on unnecessary ventures like digging the largest and biggest hole in the history of the world, questioning the whereabouts of missing $12 million meant for Pualugu Dam, $48 million meant for Odo Drain, $2 million meant for SkyTrain, etc., etc., you say, but had the nerve questioning the good intentions of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his appointees. Shameless lots, you are best in opposition. Papa Bisu with that message from Spintex. Papa, I hope you are good this morning. 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202 is the line we're using this morning for your calls. Call in now, and I'll be good to listen to you on what you have to say as far as what I have shared with you this morning is concerned. So, Charles, good morning, please. Okay, so this question was for Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan. I posed it to him, and I'm sure he gave you the relevant answers. Okay, let's see what we have here. Meshak Asante in Amasaman, you say, I cited a confused press statement released by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia urging the Ghana police to discontinue the case against NDC activists who said unprintable words against his personality. My question is he a complainant to the case? The big answer is a big no. So which right does he have to tell the Ghana police to discontinue the case? And if his intention is to seek political advantage, then it has backfired. He has rather worsened his case for enforcing indiscipline. No wonder some people were saying he was the one behind Abrunye and Coca to disrespect Kennedy Japan. Greetings to JJ Inkamina Masaman, Constituency Secretary. Okay. Thank you very much, Meshak, with that message. This one here says that space, good morning, class, that space we are talking about. Okay, so I suppose you are talking about the voodoo thing. All right. I understand we have a caller online. Let me try and see if I'll be successful this time. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Let me try one more time. Hello, good morning. Okay. We're still having a challenge with the line, but Technical is really working assiduously to ensure that the lines are brought back, and definitely I'll have this interaction with you. But you said that space we are talking about is not in the middle of the road. And so Amiyao and Doc, and then Lizzie. This texter here says that space we are talking about is not in the middle of the road. It is that space that the government is taking from the owners for compensation. So they should compensate them. They should compensate the fetish priestess, so to speak. During President Kufuor's era, we were not in the country, or were we not in the country when a whole lot happened just for cutting down a tree before the road could continue? It is not a government property, so the needful should be done. Mami sent in that message. Mami, thank you very much. Good morning, please. Understand that some people believe in and worship deities. Okay, Davisena, yes, I read your message earlier on. Thank you very much. You go ahead to say that in situations you described, compensation is demanded and used to perform rituals for relocation or construction. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. The contractor should negotiate the price down with the family. Davisena, who is an ardent listener on the Class Morning Show, sent in that message. Okay. Eben from Kwabenya, you say good morning. I am Eben from Kwabenya. Enough of your noise making micro minority in parliament. We witnessed how you people sank the economy and how the country was sent to bottomless pit for 8 years due to bad governance and corruption. So when making noise, listen to yourselves a bit. Greetings to Honorable Julius Zebra, Chief of Staff, Honorable Peter Akwesi Mensa of Tema Shipyard, and Honorable MC Agbo of Ga-Is, Kwame Jumo's friend there. Eben, good body. Okay. Right, okay. I'm not doing this message. You should be careful with the kind of words you use on radio, actually, when you send in those messages. Now, from Masawood in Kumasi, Bantama, instead of the NDC government focusing on solving issues of national interest, they are rather focused heavily on the arrest of political opponents, which in my view risks diverting attention from the core responsibilities and may ultimately work to the opposition advantage. Regards to Honorable Sampine, National Affairs Vice Chairman. Hopeful? Okay. Right. Obama from Kweutafo. You say that the MPP will continue to see Wontumi and Kamila Hassan as a victim of circumstance and a political prisoner. On that note, we won't hesitate to take them out of prison anytime we assume office. Political power is used to serve the people and it's not used to harass and intimidate people. Today, NDC through some people, although some people, you say the NDC through some people, though some people have destroyed almost everything in this country, including the once revered judiciary institution. Hashtag change is a must in 2028 to stop NDC distraction, you say. Okay. Bonti Benjamin, you say the finance minister should reset the priorities on revenue generation and spend on productive sectors that would create jobs for the unemployed youth. The no action talk only be too much. A lot of your messages, actually, I should say. But let me take time to read them, and even as we await to have that conversation with officials from Budget Ghana. Now, good morning, class. Bludo from Omanjo. You had discussed deity to be moved from a location to another. I could remember when Accra Kumasi Road was being constructed, former President Kufuor paid hugely out of Angkor Barrier for the same purpose, and that was around 9,000 Ghana cedis at the time. Okay, you say you have quoted this morning, so it's normal. Okay, Bludo, thank you very much. Papa, you say, okay, Papa, it's good to know. It's good to know you're fine. The lines are not helping us this morning. Otherwise, Papa would have called to contribute to the show. But good morning, class. Honestly, these heavy trucks on our roads are causing serious damage to our roads and to humans. The authorities don't care. Trucks are parked on our roads anyhow. This is very bad. Juliet inside Kaswa sent in that message. Let me see if I'll be successful this time around with the call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. I'm still not been successful yet. I don't know what's happening to the line. The telcos, I mean, sometimes these things are frustrating. You're rendering a service. Okay. All right. So this is still the Class Morning Show right here on Class 91.3 FM. You're invited to be a part of the program by sending in your feeds, your comments, contribution, whatever you want to talk about this morning. Most especially ahead of the appearance of the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, who we all expect. And I understand the media budget review statement is going to be presented sometime around 2 p.m. thereabouts. We are all keeping our fingers crossed. We are waiting to see what the finance minister has got to tell us as a country. A lot of you, have concerns and you want the minister to actually address. Let me hear you on those concerns. For me, things that are very germane that we can talk about. Of course, even as we review how the first quarter of the year or the first 2 quarters of the year has been so far, we're still, looking forward to a number of policy interventions from government and the implementation of some policies that were announced in the past. Even though we are seeing some of them in the offing, we've seen the likes of the 24-hour economy, where we are hearing the introduction of the 24-hour market and what have you. All of those things are in the offing, and I'm expecting to hear some concrete information in that regard from the finance minister, even as he appears in parliament today. The 24-hour economy is very much, and anybody who has monitored my commentaries on this platform, you can actually tell that I'm someone who has followed the 24-hour economy thing for a while now, and I'm really looking forward to it. The Women's Bank, which we know there's a seed capital for, job creation and what have you, which is also very much a very important thing in this country. We want to hear the minister address some of these issues in the country, because tell you what, if I open the phone lines now, or if I ask you listening in the house to send messages as regards your employment status, a number of you will tell me you are unemployed. So I want to hear the minister on what plans there are by government in terms of ensuring that the availability of jobs are there and the teeming population are being absorbed into the system. So the lines, one more time, 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202. I'll be glad to read your message right here on the program. This is still the Class Morning Show right on Class 91.3 FM. Let me try this time round. I have a caller online. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Seth. I'm calling
Oh,
from
Seth.
Adekojo.
Seth, let me hear you. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, Mr. Cass, you are really performing. That one there I see. My contribution this morning is about education. Yes, understand that goal. These are the two main things I will talk about this concerning about what you do.
Sorry, Seth, I lost you briefly there. Two main important things you're talking about.
Yeah,
say that again.
Education and the Ghana Standard Board.
Okay.
You see, when you are talking of Azero, it is like they give it to a contract from the highway to and to the media, not a state one management.
Oh, hello? Oh, unfortunately, I lost Seth again. The lines were, I thought for a moment that we had gotten the lines back, but it's still not so good. But let's try. Seth, maybe you can try again. I'm interested in hearing you on what you got to say on the two issues that you talked about, the education and then the other thing. Let's hear from you. 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. But are you ready to reveal your fortune? Reveal Scratch for Win is here to change your life for good. Just dial star 850 star 5 hash to play. It's easy to play, and so you simply dial star 850 on all networks, i.e. MTN, Vodafone, and Telecel and Tigo, Airtel, and all of those. You can still play just by dialing star 850 star 5 hash. You choose your station to play the game on, i.e. Class FM. Select stake amount between 5 Ghana cedis and 2,000 Ghana cedis. Choose your lucky card out of 5 options. Confirm gameplay and enter your Momo pin instantly. You receive your game results and winning. It's easy, fun, and exciting. So get ready to scratch, win, and live your best life with Reveal Scratch for Win up to 1 million Ghana cedis. And star 850 star 5 hash is a short code. Reveal Scratch for Win. Scratch keke nidi sikase bam. Reveal is strictly for persons 18 years and above. Reveal Scratch for Win is powered by Super Cash Games. This is still the Class Morning Show on Class 91.3 FM. Very shortly, I will be having in studios, officials from Budget Ghana. We're going to be delving into the operations here in the country and, also get into the budgets, even as we await the finance minister to appear before the House. We can discuss the issues that have played out so far in terms of our economic gains and what we need to better and what have you. Budget Ghana, officials from Budget Ghana, definitely they have the expertise in the field, and they would help us together with my in-house personnel, i.e. Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan and Ameya Edu Jemfi, and then we delve into the issues. You're also invited to send in your contributions via the WhatsApp console 0500,000 202. One more time, 0500,000 202. This is still the Class Morning Show. Let me do a quick turnaround, and then when I come back, we talk about the issues that matter to you and
Class 91.3
I.
FM.
regards to the media budget review statements is concerned. Officials from Budget Ghana shortly would join me in studios and then we can set the ball rolling. But in between time,
you and some people had to engage in this Ponzi scheme. Fortunately, I don't sympathize with you in any
Dr.
way.
Desmond Kofi Annan,
my brother,
and Mischief. It won't work. It won't work.
Anyway, let's do the do.
So today's a big day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big day. The media budget review. We understand that it will be presented somewhere around
2 o'clock or so.
2 o'clock, yes. So the finance minister would mount the podium and then present the statement to the entire country. So essentially would review how the first 2 quarters of the year, or the first half, if you like, of the year has been so far, and then projections going into the next half of the year. And so pretty much how our lives are going to be like is hinged, was dependent on the announcement, some of the announcements the finance minister would make on the floor of parliament today. I have talked about 3 things that I'm expecting the finance minister to talk about in terms of projections going forward. We know there's a talk about the 24-hour market, which is in the offing. I'm interested in hearing when the full rollout of the 24-hour economy is going to be, which is laudable. It was a flagship announcement, policy announcement by the government then when it was in opposition. I'm also looking forward to what moves or when measures government has in terms of creating jobs in the country, and then the Women's Bank, which we understand some seed capital and all the debates about it, whether it is enough and all of that is not enough. I'm looking forward to these 3 major things being dealt with today in Parliament. But what are your expectations, Doc, even as we await the appearance of the final?
Yeah, Charles, let me thank you this morning once again. I'm sure that the technical people who understand finance and its economic issues would be put through as we discuss this all-important budget review, which is slated to come off this afternoon at the presence of the Parliament House. For me, I'm going to take it very low so that I'm an ordinary person people who are in my bracket can also appreciate what some of the things that we are looking out for would be. But let's understand that this is in fact, this is grounded in law. I mean, the mid-year budget review is not just anything that somebody thinks that I have to come and give an account of what I've been able to do so far with the taxpayers' money, and then what the future stands for the good people of this country. But to let people know that this is grounded in law, and it is mandatory for the finance minister to have appeared or to appear before the representative of the people, which is the Parliament House too.
Constitutionally, is backed by Articles 179 and 180 of the 1992 Constitution.
Exactly. And then Section 28 of the Public Financial Management Act.
Act 921.
Act 921. So every year, the finance minister would have to come back to Parliament to, as it were, account to the good people through its reps, which are the parliamentarians, on what is been able to achieve. That's why, and what the future holds. And so, when you look at the document, the Act 921, it says that the finance minister is expected to have an assessment of the economy's performance during the first half of the year, and then also updates on revenue mobilization, expenditure trends, and debt management. And also, we are expecting to have some updates on the execution of the annual budget and the government's flagship programs. So this brings into focus what you earlier said regarding the narration or the narrative during the campaign seasons about the Women's Bank and what have you, and some of these 24-hour economy conversation. And these are flagship programs that the government trumpeted during the campaigns. And so, and in fact, when they took government, the reins of government, they also announced that they are not backing down on their narration, and that it will come into full force. And so we want to hear some conversation about that. What we are picking is that there will be some mention of some allocations into the Women's Bank program, flagship program, and then we'll get to know what it really is and what have you. I mean, people have also complained about, and Charles, as journalists, we've been listening to things around us. In fact, yesterday there were some complaints about the increment in some of these. Is it what? Is it insurance and
Insurance premium?
Yes, and then also the vehicle and license. There's some pocket of increment in some of the registry, like I did road, a lot of things that I'm hearing around. If it is true, I've not really confirmed, but if it is true, we want to hear something. Because these are the basic things that the ordinary person is not interested in. Your 1.2 billions that you want to use for other things, the things that make life very easy for them. What is happening in the market space? How much is tomato? How much? Those things, the okra for that will make livelihood quite easy for the Ghanaian who is always interested in the little that would come to him or her to be able to make life in a day. These are some of the things that we are expecting to hear an update on. Also, I personally would also want to hear the minister speak about the matter that was raised in Parliament yesterday by the Honorable Kujopon Nkrumah about the 1.2. In fact, he did not even make it. It was a statement that was issued by the Bank of Ghana that our external reserve has dwindled by some 1.2 billion. We want to know what is happening. If there's any issue, there's any problem, we have to know. And also, I think that he should also give us an update or the roadmap now that we have exited. We've exited the IMF program, yes. So what are some of the things? What are some of the skirmishes we should expect? What going into the future? What is government's approach into ensuring that we don't get back to any IMF program maybe in the next couple of years with all sorts of excuses? We should get an understanding in all of these things, and I'm sure that if after that, I mean, the Ghanaian people will assess the thoughts of Mr. President through his finance minister on the mid-year budget review, and then that will also inform us on how we as a people would want to move along with the government on its policy direction and what to expect in the near future. So these are some of the things that Charles, I'm expecting the minister to touch on, given the opportunity this afternoon.
Emil, let me hear you.
Well, when it comes to business, I mean, mostly the terminologies, the jargons, and all these things. So, as a layman, I would say that, I mean, there are some things that you wouldn't be able to understand unless it's broken down to your level of understanding. However, this is what I'll first start with this. It appears this year I did not see, or is it because it's a mid-year, I mean, budget presentation? I did not see the minister in the market, I mean, interacting with the traders like he used to do to understand what is on the ground. Yeah, this particular
We've
one I
not
did not
seen
see.
that,
I mean, that happening. So that's the first thing I would say. That I mean, I expect the minister to touch on certain things that will basically, help the people, the local people. I mean, the market women and the business community. What specific initiatives or what specific things are being done to cushion them? And then, yes, we've heard that the dollar is down, though it has not really gone so high, but it is still, depreciating a little bit. So what are we doing about that as well? And then, of course, the Women Development Bank, which we have not seen yet, which was a major promise by the government. What is the headway for the Women's Development Bank? I remember that the first budget they quoted an amount for it. What has happened to that amount? I stand corrected though. Charles, they quoted an amount for the Women's Development Bank here.
I'll try and get you the figure, but there have been
Yeah.
conversations that it's inadequate, especially from the minority in parliament.
Yes.
And all of that.
But I think it was the first amount that we had that was going to be actually put into this project. So by now, I mean, we should be looking at something being done in that aspect. But what was happening with the bank, and then the 24-hour economy, the 133 shift. Aside the 24-hour, markets that they are building.
We understand it's 400 million Ghana cedis released for Women's Development Bank.
Okay, it has been released. It has been released, or yet to be released. Released.
Yes, so it's in an escrow account at the Bank of Ghana as a capitalization amount for the proposed Women's Development Bank.
Okay, so I would like to
we'll have an update.
further details concerning that, because if the money is sitting down in the account, then what are we doing right now regarding the bank and deadlines for the bank? I mean, when are we starting it, and when are we going to have it come into fruition? And then the 24-hour economy, the 133 shift. Although I appreciate the fact that the government is trying to do something with the 24-hour market, which of course I have my I have my reservation there, because I think it is not a laudable
the 24-hour economy
market. It's
the
not,
market.
Yeah, I don't think.
Why do you think so? Why do you think it's not
already?
laudable?
We have our markets, okay, and I don't think anybody will go to the market around 12 a.m. to go and purchase tomato or garden eggs and all these.
So
things.
this understanding of what the market is going to be like. So it's not like a market where you go and buy. Kwame would say Jenny and Intus. No, as for those things, of course, there are a lot of markets out there. But the 24-hour economy market, it's something akin to, the Kanishi market, for instance, the main markets at the main Kanishi lorry station. So you have certain services rendered there. Apart from the fact that people are selling stuff, there's also a mini bank sort of there, so you can do some cash outs of a sort. You can engage in some activities beyond the regular going there to buying toast and jelly and all of that. So there's a bank, there's a mini clinic, or there's a mini hospital somewhere, and all of those things. So it's like a whole community on its own.
Yes, but you see, what I see, why I'm seeing this, because, well, the bank at 12 a.m. Who is going to the bank at 12 a.m. to go and take out money?
Oh, no,
when we have the ATM,
emergency times.
When we have, I mean, when
the
we
ATM
have
is there. I understand.
yeah,
The ATM
and
is
then
there.
all these things.
But
so who would jump into the bank out at 1 a.m. to go and take fiscal cash? And then also, what are the measures for security? I mean, like, how are you going to protect these people in the night or around that time? For me, I think, so for me, that's just my reservation. But however, I mean, that is something that they want to do. So we want to, for our, markets. Are they going to do 133 shift there, or because the 24-hour economy, I think, was basically the 133 shift where jobs will be provided to the youth. So if we are going to build markets,
one job,
how are we going to do the 133 there?
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we have to look at that one as well. And then I want to also, hear something regarding the health sector, because there's been, a lot of talks about things happening in the health sector that, of course, we need to address. The no bed syndrome, the no bed, conundrum, and then all these things. The agenda 111. Of course, we cannot leave that out. So I want to hear what we are also doing regarding the health sector, and then the children's hospital. Yes, and all that. And then the minister also talking about recruiting some nurses and all. Volunteers. I think he came to say something concerning the volunteers. So I want to hear something holistic about the health sector, what we are doing about it. For me, if you ask me as a layman, I would say that we should replace it, the 24-hour markets, with the health projects. Let's use that money to do something about the health sector. But of course, so these are things that I want to hear. And I think basically if these things are touched, it will help me to really appreciate what is actually happening. But of course, we are going to hear more of the business terminologies, which I think Zita will be in a better position to explain these terminologies to us.
You just need an economist to
you
do
introduce
that.
Zita.
I beg you.
You introduce Zita as though she's close. She's
Yeah,
close to
economist.
the minister.
The finance
To the
minister.
minister. Zita Okwan is our parliamentary affairs correspondent. She has joined me in studio. She'll be in Parliament later on this afternoon. So you would expect that definitely on 5:05 and subsequent bulletins, you would be hearing from her as far as the development in Parliament is concerned. Zita, good to have you on the show. How is it going with you?
Everything is calm. We are just waiting for the minister. It's going to be a long day today in Parliament because sitting is starting at 12 p.m. and then we'll have the finance minister come into the house at 2 p.m. just as we've seen. So we a lot of, just like Amayal has mentioned, he's expecting a lot from the finance minister. There are lots of expectations also in Parliament. We've had members of Parliament also talking about what they want the finance minister to do, especially for the minority. Yesterday, we heard the member of Parliament for Tolon, Habib Idrisu, saying that they are not going to give any money. The finance minister shouldn't come to the house to ask for any money, because just 2 days ago, there was a loan that was given to government, especially for the school, basic secondary school, secondary school, to finance infrastructure for secondary school. So he mentioned that yesterday, and that they are not going to give any peso to the finance minister. So it's just a normal day today in Parliament.
Is that
Charles.
for him to say? Is that for him to say that?
No,
you're
you
not
know,
going to...
not you. It takes two sides of the house to agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but not. He was speaking on behalf of the
minority.
minority. Just when the house was about to adjourn yesterday, and he made mention that just sometimes you can see on their faces that they like to. Doc will understand. It's something that journalists observe that okay, sometimes they like to drag it a bit to make it difficult for the government in office, but it's just a normal thing that is happening today in Parliament.
But how about the majority, though?
Well, speaking to some members of Parliament, they feel that everything is okay, aside what we've heard from traders.
Are we out of the woods and their position?
Well, that is what the majority say, that the finance minister is coming to. I hear one say that he has a surprise for Ghanaians.
Oh, I
what
see.
exactly they
The
can't tell.
surprises.
Yeah, so it's no more a surprise when you unveil it before the finance minister. So they tell me that okay, we should just wait, and then he delivers, and then we can take one or two out.
I can guess what the surprise is.
Are you sure?
No, I can guess. At least Doc gave me a hint.
He works with the finance minister.
Doc is close to par. Council Jumega described him as a friend in high places. A friend in high places. So
I mean, what?
Doc says money. Edgar.
But you people are
Shika.
chasing money.
So maybe the finance minister is coming.
People are
to give us
chasing money.
Who's chasing money?
Are you also part?
I don't know.
I don't know why Doc is still.
That's a
I don't know
coded
why.
message.
You don't know.
See, Zita, you know what? Continue for me. Ignore them.
But he
Ignore
understands
them.
it.
Ignore
Charles,
them.
you are chasing money.
No, but everyone
Oh,
is chasing
yeah.
money. Money on our heads.
A lot
Everyone
of
is chasing money.
Yeah.
Ameya, you are chasing money.
Oh, everybody loves money. I love money.
So we are expecting the finance minister to bring us money. Yes, that's what I
How
want
do
to
you want
hear.
the finance minister to bring you money?
The interventions that they will announce.
Okay.
I'm expecting that it would inure to my benefits as a citizen of the country. And Doug, to a large extent, agrees with me. In fact, he even made his point that yes, we are looking for money.
Yeah, of course.
So they should
I
bring
mean,
us money.
and we should put our monies where our mouth is.
Ish.
It's important. Very, very, very important. And make sure that we invest in productive areas. We use money for unnecessary things in this country. Too much.
Atu would say,
And I
then
know
in
that-
opposition, Atu
yeah,
would say
yeah.
chop chop.
Yes, I know
shouldn't use money
Dr.
for chop-chop.
Cassiel Ato Forson is proven over the years that he will not just invest the taxpayers' money into frivolous or unnecessary things. He will spend the money, put them in areas that will be beneficial and help the Ghanaian economy and the Ghanaian people to personal development and all. And so we're looking forward to a very, very, very good media budget review. As usual, I will come with the usual politics. After that, they will debate and all these things. But
The
I
debate
know
will
that
start somewhere next week. Isn't
yes,
it?
I know that the content of the statement would put some hope, will ignite the hope and aspirations of the Ghanaian people. I'm sure.
But how has the year under review been so far? The first half, how has it been so far? I'm excited about the stability, the relative stability of the cedi, because look, when this government came into power and started working to get the cedi, appreciate against major trading currencies of the world, especially the US dollar, there have been concerns about, it's just cosmetics and government is pumping, dollars into the system and it has a way of stabilizing the cedi and what have you, but till date. And the minority indeed warned, they cautioned that it's going to come a time the cedi will skyrocket. And here we are. I don't know what the figure stands out now, but it's been relatively stable, as far as its performance against major trading currencies of the world.
And President Mahama, even from day one, has said that even if the dollar decides to come as low as even 8 cedis or 7 cedis, at the time when it was going down, he knows that the real size and the real impact or the strength of the Ghanaian cedi against the dollar, will not go beyond that threshold of 11 cedis, because that would define the real capacity and strength of the cedi against the dollar. And true to that. True to his words, the dollar, in fact, the dollar cedi conversation has not gone beyond 11 Ghana cedi. It comes to 9, 10, maybe 10, 8, 11.
It's currently 11.5.
Exactly.
11.6.
It ever got to 9?
No, it's not got to 9.
It got to 10.
10.
Yes, it got to 10.
Yeah.
So, within those threshold, and so it tells us that this is the real that is the strength really of our. I mean, having held it for all this while, and so it's a good thing, and it helps the economy, it helps planning, it helps the business people to also know what exactly. The unfortunate thing is that when it goes down, it doesn't really reflect in the pocket of that ordinary Ghanaian who needs to benefit from some of these.
But don't you think that's the reason the opposition or the minority is saying that the dollar to CD valuation is aesthetic, because if the dollar has come so down, it should affect those who are also down there. Apparently, I think the dollar really helps those who do the import. Yeah, because a friend of mine, a friend of mine says, it's very good for them that it's come down and all that. But when you go to the market, it's a different story you hear there.
So that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't really, the benefit of this economic indicators, which is good, does not reflect on the ground and the ordinary man's pocket. So if you go out there and import certain things into this country and you are getting it as cheap as the value of the dollar at the time, and you bring it here and come and skyrocket its prices, it doesn't make material sense. You are just shortchanging. That's why the trade minister had to even come visit some of these traders in some of these sectors like Abusukan and all those, to go and admonish them to let the effort of the economists,
the economy,
the performance of the
prices
reflect in those the pricing and what have you, so that the Ghanaian would know that at least there's something really happening and the effect has really come down into their pocket. But hey, because they will tell you, because we are operating in what do you call it? A free market, and so they
the problem we are all complaining about, and then we'll come back to say that inflation is down and we are not feeling it in our pockets. That's what we do all the time.
All the time. What's the inflation now?
Because it used to be 3.2.
Can you imagine?
It went up marginally.
I know
it went up, but it's still in the single digits.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. As I was saying, that Dr. Ato Forson is a strange character.
It's currently 5.3%.
5.3, still in the single digits.
You
know what somebody from the MPP told me? He says, well, Ato Forson, he's forcing, but we know who is doing the magic. You know what he told me? He says, well, Setekbe is doing some magic somewhere. And I'm
it's a team.
They must work together.
Yeah, of course, it's a team. And Setekbe, yes, I know he's the president advisor on economy and finance or whatever. So definitely he would definitely have.
So kudos to the team.
Yeah, and in fact, we are even forgetting the vice president who chairs the economic management team. That has been there. So whether or not she's an economist or whatever, what we know in this country is that the vice president chairs the economic management team.
Okay.
And that is it.
Okay, that's not the Class Morning Show Radio on Class 91.3 FM. Officials from Budget Ghana are here very shortly. But Doc, you and Amia would have to be here. And because, you would have to be my co-host.
You want to ambush us.
We'll do the interrogation together. But of course, they would also help us to even understand, even as we talk about what their activities are in the country, they help us to understand what, the budgets, the metrics involved, and what Ghanaians should expect, how the year under review has been, and all of that. But earlier on, Zita talked about the Habib, the Tolon MP, and some contributions he was making on the floor with regards to the appearance of the minister on the floor of Parliament later today. Take a listen.
Mr. Speaker, the deputy leader indicated that tomorrow we will be receiving the minister responsible for finance on the mid-year review. And I just want you to relate with the minister responsible of finance that tomorrow what Ghanaians are expecting of him in the statement is to state clearly and pay Ghanaian contractors. Ghanaian contractors have not been paid. They are suffering. there are no money in the system. They expect that the mid-year budget review should capture that. Ghanaians are also expecting that the Akokon Kitinkiti, which have also turned to the guinea fowls that flew previously to Burkina Faso, that Omudia Yelai soup. Ghanaians expect that the finance minister tomorrow in his statement should be able to tell us about that Akokon Kitinkiti. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians also are expecting that even though the finance ministry are talking about inflation coming down, but prices of goods and services keep rising at a faster rate. So a clear reconciliation that Ghanaians expect.
Leader, you are called to just second the motion.
Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I just want the deputy leader to know what Ghanaians are expecting of the finance minister tomorrow when he presents the statement. Mr. Speaker, the jobs that they promise Ghanaian youth, including NDC youth, is only on paper. The 24-hour economy, Yamutu. The Women's Bank, Yamutu. 133, Yamutu. Paying contractors, Yamutu. And every bit of the promise that you have done, Ghanaians are expecting that the mid-year budget tomorrow should be able to address that. If the finance minister come here to this house tomorrow, we will be observing and be monitoring every line of his statement or his budget. And we beg him, he should not come and ask of any money, because we will not give him any money, because the money that we have given. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, we approved about $1 billion. $1 billion as a loan to the minister. So, Mr. Speaker, I second the motion that we should adjourn till tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon.
You know what he said? He said, we will not approve it as a loan to the minister. You give a loan to the minister.
No, because just
I understand.
2 days ago, there was a loan that was giving out. So said they will be monitoring word to word.
We are glad. We are in an era of Yamutu. and so the Honorable Habib is quite interesting. I mean, and so there is a challenge he's thrown to the government and the minister. So in this era of Yamutu, just come and make sure that
where Yamutu means what? With Johnny.
Yamutu, it's not happening. It's not happening.
You know what how I'm looking at Yamutu in the context of Wigani. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
But I think he also raised some things that we need to note.
Of course.
Yeah. Just recently, the Agriculture Minister mentioned
that consuming.
We have put money in.
Who knows? Maybe the chicken you ate yesterday is one of those.
So I think we need to address that, because even with that project, I mean, how is it that people have collected the
beneficiaries?
Thing, so what really went into planning? And then the contractors as well.
Doc, are you hearing this for the first time? Omari and Kokoro. Anyway, guys, let me thank you. Let me thank you so very much. And Doc and Amiya Edudinfi definitely will be here. They will be back here. For now, I have officials from Budget Ghana, and we're going to be having a conversation about their activities in the country, what Budget Ghana is really about, and then subsequently they would also help us in terms of analysis of ahead of the appearance of the minister in Parliament today, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, to present the media budget review statement. It's still the Class Morning Show right here on Class 91.3 FM, and you are invited to be a part of the program this morning. 0500,000 202, of course, is the WhatsApp line. Whatever you feel or whatever you think as far as the issues that we've discussed this morning is concerned, and whatever concerns you want to share with us, I'm all here from now till it hits the hour 10 a.m. You can send those messages, you can send those feedbacks on the WhatsApp console 0500,000 202, and I'll just read them all out here for you. And if it requires that we get answers to those questions that you're asking, we definitely go into them and speak to the relevant authorities and get you the answers that you want. It's still the Class Morning Show right here on Class 91.3 FM. And officials from Budget Ghana already here, and we're just going to be delving into the issues just as I've announced to you this morning. We get to understand the activities here in the country, and then how well or how best the activities in the country can actually inure to our development as a people. And of course, when it comes to issues to do with the budget and what have you, the experts in the field. And so definitely they would also be helping us in terms of our analysis of the things that we need to know as far as the appearance of the finance minister in parliament is concerned. I've heard some people say that look, they are not interested in new taxes. What are you expecting, even as the finance minister appears in parliament later on today? We understand the House will be sitting at 12 p.m. and then at 2 p.m. the finance minister will be at the plenary and then present the media budget review statement in that regard. Still the Class Morning Show here on Class 91.3 FM. My name is Charles Akrofi and I'm sitting in, of course, for Kwame Jumuajiman. And Kwame, like we told you, quarter, less than 2 weeks, you are coming back. Anyway, so Budget Ghana is one of the leading civil society organizations working to make public finance and government budgets more transparent, accessible, and understandable to citizens. Now, through data-driven advocacy and simplified budget information, the organization empowers citizens to engage government, demand accountability, and monitor the use of public resources. On the Class Morning Show today, we speak to officials from Budget Ghana and to introduce to our listeners, you listening to us this morning, the organization, its mission, and the impact on its work in promoting transparency and accountability in Ghana's public finance management. The conversation will examine why budget transparency matters, how individuals or ordinary citizens can better understand government spending, and the role civil society plays in strengthening democracy or democratic governance. The discussion would conclude with Budget Ghana's expectations ahead of the 2026 media budget review to be presented by the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, later today, highlighting the key issues they believe government should address and what Ghanaians should look out for in the statement. Already in studios with me, I have Nancy Ajo Akpene Avevo, who is communications lead for Budget Ghana. Nancy, good morning, and Weasel.
Good morning, Mireko Akpe.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I also have in studios with me Rebecca Otu, who is head of finance and administration. Rebecca, or finance and administration officer, I should say. Rebecca, good morning. You're welcome to the program.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I trust you're also doing the same.
Yes, I'm good.
You're actually wearing my favorite color.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, green.
So me, I'm not wearing.
Let me see. What color is that? That's a black. That should be doctor's favorite color. Doctor likes black.
Oh,
he
nice.
says we call it what? Men in black, something. Doctor has been saying something like that. Real men, they say real men wear pink, but doctor says real men wear black.
Okay.
Anyway.
Black is actually a nice color.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But the best is green and white. These two colors. But ladies, let me welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
And it's good to have you on. I guess we can first of all start from understanding what really Budget Ghana is all about. And let me start with you, Nancy, in that regard. When we talk about Budget Ghana, what is Budget Ghana?
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning once again, and good morning to your listeners. Thank you very much for the opportunity this morning. So, like you said, my name is Nancy Ajo Akpene Avevo. I'm the communications lead for Budget Ghana. So, Budget Ghana is a civil society organization, specifically a civic tech organization that uses technology to simplify government processes for citizens. So a great example is the national budget. The average number of pages for the national budget is between 200 to 400 pages. And if you just...
That's the national budget?
Yes, the national budget and fiscal policy statements. The average number of pages is between 200 to 400 pages. And the average citizen, if you take a quick poll down the street, nobody's interested.
Why should I go and sit and read that bulky document? I won't. I would dare not.
So most people are not interested in unless, of course, apart from the academics. So we devised a plan to make government processes more accessible and easily digestible to citizens because the national budget is essentially our money funding our needs for a year. So what we do is that we take the documents and then we simplify the data into infographics and pictures and easy to assimilate information that citizens can quickly resonate with. So I have a copy of some of the materials that we have here.
So this is what? Let me see. Let me have a look at it.
Okay.
And maybe show it to the cameras. This analysis of Ghana's 2026 budget.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the detailed analysis version.
And then this is the simplified version.
Oh, okay. More like the abridged version.
Yes, this can be utilized by anyone.
Okay. Okay. And how do you do this? How do you simplify it into this document? I'm interested in knowing how.
Okay. So we have a team. When it comes to budget, we are a team of essentially research and communications professionals. And when the national budget or the media budget review, as we are looking at today, is presented in Parliament, we have a live monitoring that we do. Sometimes we are in Parliament, sometimes we are in another location, watching the minister's presentation, and then we are taking notes of the key provisions that he.
That's a lot of work, if you should ask me.
That's a lot of work, yeah.
I mean, on the spot, even as the finance minister is presenting it, you are taking note of the key issues that it talks about, and then you redevelop them into some abridged version for the ordinary people to actually read and understand. Wow.
So after he's done, so we take some information whilst he's talking. After he's done, we take the entire policy documents, and then we sit down and we comb through it with a fine-tooth comb. And then we select the key allocations, the social interventions, the expenditure projections, the revenue, all the key data that we know that citizens must be interested in. We put all of that information together, and then we put our analysis skills to play. And we make sure that we compress the information in a way that would be easy to assimilate. So if you look at the citizens budget, for example, it is just less than 10 pages. And you see that
extracted from that 200 to 400 page document.
Exactly. So you see that infographics. This way says, where will the money come from? Then you see it's very simple. Where will this money come from? And then you see where your tax money goes. Okay. So if you are in a car, you are on the streets, wherever you are, and you have something like this, you can be able to easily follow what government is doing. And then this version is a bit more of a detailed analysis for some of our technocrats, some of our research think tanks, and then other stakeholders, exactly, and the government, to also see our analysis of the provisions that the budget statement has given, and then also some of our policy recommendations to governments on what we want to see in the execution of that particular fiscal statement.
So you occasionally make suggestions to governments.
Yes.
In terms of policy formulation, policy direction, and what have you.
Exactly.
Okay. How long has Budget Ghana been in existence, and what actually motivates its establishment?
Okay. All right.
Okay, maybe finance administration. You want to take that one, Rebecca?
Yes. So budget. In Nigeria, budget will be celebrating our 15 years anniversary.
It started from Nigeria.
Yes, please. Okay. And then so now we are in Senegal, we are in Ghana, of course, and then we are in Liberia. Yes. Then the US, and then the Sierra Leone.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So, but in Ghana, I think this is our 5th year. Last year was our 5th year anniversary. So this year will be 6th. We are really glad to be in Ghana because, of course, we've been to other institutions. For instance, we have a youth participatory forum where we make sure that we advise the young individuals and those in the SHS university to be active citizens. We have this monthly programs that we do. It's called civic education, to educate the citizens about their civic rights, what government is doing, and we usually go with our simplified, So, and as you can also see, to add on to what my colleague said, it's very graphic, so that even those that have less attention span for like reading a lot of things, you can just go through the graphics and then you understand and then be able to assimilate whatever is in there. So yeah, that's Budget Ghana for you.
How does one get access to this when the budget statement is read and you churn it out, so to speak, into the abridged version?
Yes.
How does one get access to it? Do you have to go and purchase it, or how do you get them distributed to the people?
Wow, that's a lovely question. So what we do is, because we are a civil society organization and then we are non-profit, we host these programs, just like I said, where we go in to advise citizens and then we share most of these documents to them.
Okay.
So if you've ever been to our programs and our events, you realize that you have a copy of this.
I see.
For this especially is held every year, which is the one that has the deeper analysis. We share this every year when we are doing our annual breakdown of the budget that's been raised. So for instance, in 2027 we'll have another of this one, and then you can get access to it when you come to our events. Okay. But for this, it's more for everyone. We will get you one.
Yes.
Saturday.
Okay, Nancy. Yeah. Let me hear you.
Rebecca owes your booklet.
Yeah.
So to quickly add up to what Rebecca just said, so like she has stated, these are some of the channels
that we are able to make this available to citizens. But we also have civic education programs, and then a youth network that we call the Youth Participatory Forum. And so we have market storms where we storm maybe Kanishi markets, Medina markets, sometimes in the streets, and we have copies of these and then we share to people.
Okay.
Sometimes we have our youth programs at the various university campuses or the secondary schools, and then we have copies of these and we share with them.
So when you go to the market, for instance, the market folks,
Yeah.
do they understand when you give it to them, the average version, and they see the graphics and all of that? Are they able to decode what it means? Are they able to understand what those graphics mean?
Okay.
Or you have to explain it to them before they get to understand it?
Okay. So it's a consolidated effort. When you go to the markets, some of our mothers in the markets are literate and they are able to go through the documents
Definitely.
on their own. But what we also use to support some of these things, because we know that the entire population is, of course, not having had the privilege to access formal education on that level. So we have explainer videos that we do to go along with the material. And with the citizens budget, for instance, this particular year, we translated it into Tree and Dagbani.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Exactly. We translated into Tree and Dagbani. And then we have explainer videos in those local languages to go along with the documents. So we have regional officers across the country that do the work for us in the various regions. So when they take this, when they have community engagements, town hall meetings with the local assembly, they take this along and they go along also with the translations in the documents and then the explainer videos in the local languages.
I see.
To go along with it. So it makes it very easy. But me, for instance, sometimes I storm the streets. I was at Medina Markets a year or so ago, and then I went with this, and they are my mothers. So I just went to sit in between the tomatoes and then the pepper. Then I said, "Ma, I say, in two, I see, I have my can be free about government say I feel obey. And then you make it conversational, and then you are able to connect with them. And then when they pick, you see that when they even pick the documents themselves, they're okay. Say we no sign then you are able to connect with them. So that's how we do the work. It comes with different processes and different approaches, and we are able to connect to the Ghanaian people.
What's the vision, really? I mean, as far as your project here in the country is concerned, what are you envisaging in the future in terms of the organization itself and in terms of your education getting to the people down there in itself is concerned?
Okay, so the overarching mission of the Budget Foundation, like we said, because it's not just in Ghana, the overarching mission of the foundation is to create a community or a society of informed citizens, because we believe that you cannot hold people accountable when you don't know what you should hold them accountable for. So if you know that, oh, let's say this particular year, government has targeted that it's going to invest, let's say, 10 million in your community, in hospitals, schools, and then different projects. If you know that, you are able to connect with your elected officials. But if you don't know that, and the year comes and they tell us, we the policy people, that, oh, this is what we are going to do, and then December comes around and then you see nothing. That's where you see that the money has been allocated, but it didn't reach the ground. Because to a long extent, we citizens didn't do our part. We are not informed enough. So the goal of the Budget Foundation is to create a society of informed citizens, because if you look at data from organizations like the International Budget Partnership, from Afrobarometer, and from other think tanks, you see that the budget literacy levels in Ghana and then in the West African region is very low. I went to University of Ghana and I spoke to a particular. I said, "Did you listen to the the minister's presentation of the national budget?" And she said, "What's that?" And this is someone that is reading a bachelor.
I mean, it's just full of technicalities.
Yeah.
You don't really understand. When we talk about, say, fiscal, what does it mean? We talk about debt to GDP, what does it mean? And then you go down there, you speak to the ordinary Ghanaian down there, and he tells you that's our debt to GDP. I'm thinking about bread and butter issues. And you are telling me about debt to GDP ratio and all of that. Gone are the days where the minister mounts the podium in parliament, announces what budgetary reforms they are bringing to bear, and you go out and immediately it trickles down to even the very minimum item you can find on the shelves in there. So very much to a large extent, you find that the citizens are, getting the impact. So if you speak to them, they are able to interpret what the budget said. They are able to interpret it to some extent. You get it? But here we are in this day and age. When the minister is done reading the statement, it's verbose, it's full of technicalities and what have you, until we get some of you to break them down.
A lot of technicalities, yeah. So that's like you are perfectly right. That is when we first go to a place for the first time, then we see a national budget. They look at us like, DSM. But then the DSM will translate that if government decides that they are going to do this and this, you may not think it's important, but you see that the initiatives will affect your disposable income. It will affect the taxes that you're going to pay that year. If it is education, it will affect how much government is planning to invest in education that year. Perhaps, let's take for example the school feeding program. In past years, we were looking at 2 Ghana cedis per head per child, which is quite outrageous because an egg is not even 2 cedis. But this is the allocation that we are giving to children at the basic level for one hot meal a day. But if in the recent budget like this, the government is saying that now it's from 2 cedis to 5 cedis, and we tell them that now it is 5 cedis per child for a hot meal a day. It's still not enough. But if you don't know that this is what has gone on, you see that sometimes you have issues that they say the matrons in the public schools, they are hoarding the ingredients, they are hoarding the food, and they are not feeding the children well or something like that. But exactly. But you see that some of these conversations would not even have to go on if people actually knew that this is what government is doing. So if government has said that, now we are increasing this, for instance, in the 2026 budget, government has allocated billions to go into 200 kindergarten schools, 200 primary schools, and then teachers' bungalows. If people are not aware of this, they are living in the same conditions, and they don't know that fresh investment has been planned for that particular sector. So the goal is information is power.
Okay.
Information is important, and when we know what is going on, and we are able to ask the questions that are necessary, our leaders will now know that these people now we can't just do anything for them. We have to be able to do what needs to be done so that when the questions come in, we can be able to account for it.
Well, it's still the Class Morning Show, right here on Class 91.3 FM. My name is Charles Akrofi, and in here in studios with me is Nancy Ajo Akpene-Avevo, who is communications lead for Budget Ghana. We are not talking about budget, we say budget. But what really informs the name budget? You know how I interpret it, pardon me. I see budget and I see IT. Is that it?
You're perfectly right. Because we use technology to interpret the economy.
So that's Budget Ghana.
Yes.
And so Nancy Ajo Akpene-Avevo is communication lead for Budget Ghana. Also in here in studios with me is Rebecca Oto, who is finance and administration officer at Budget Ghana. Definitely they would also be helping us to do the interaction and the analysis as far as the budget. I almost said budget again. The media budget statement is concerned. The media budget statement.
But to give you the credit, though, you are the first person who has actually mentioned the name rightly.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Anyway, you go to mention budget.
Yes,
budget.
Or budget it.
Budget it.
Let me say good morning to my boss Frank. When I was having this conversation with him as regards your comment, he was like, there's this group called Budget Ghana. I'm like, okay, Budget Ghana. Okay, so budget, of course. Then I saw the name and I saw budget. I'm like, no, this is budget.
Yes.
It's important that whenever you are mentioning name, you mention it rightly, so that the impact with which the name came about is felt.
I could give you $1 right now.
Exactly.
I received that.
I know this Akpene, and people call me Akpene.
Oh.
And I never understand why.
Because the name is strong.
It's literally Akpene. But people say Akpene.
Akpene is like thanks.
Yes.
Akpene.
Thank him.
You are thanking
him. So
exactly.
when nothing beats when a name is pronounced.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, so let's talk about, I don't know if we'll come back to your area. Maybe we'll do budget transparency and citizen engagement as well. But briefly, what are some of the flagship programs that you've embarked on all this while, apart from all that you do and get government, the policies, the suggestions you make to government in terms of the policy formulation and getting this document into the abridged form for the citizens to understand? What other flagship programs do you embark on or do you have on your tables?
I'm so glad you asked that particular question, because we have our main emblematic project or flagship project, like you would say, which is something we call Tracker. TRACKA. Tracker. Now, Tracker, we have is an app. You can access it on Google Play Store or Apple Store.
Okay, so that's
it to the camera.
Okay.
Now.
Exactly.
So
and then you can access it on also
Tracker.
Yes.
Your tracker.org/GH.
Yes.
So the tracker is the TRACKA.
Yes.
Okay. Right, for emphasis.
It's also an app, so you can download
it on your
Google
phone.
Play Store, iStore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tracker is a citizen-centered projects monitoring app. Let's talk about the problem of abandoned projects in Ghana. Every community, I'm sure where you live, at least there is one abandoned project there.
A lot.
It can be a school, it can be a hospital.
On
It's a
Third
phenomenon
Street.
on like a road project. It's a phenomenon that is so part of society that we now it's now normal for us. People, you can direct someone and say, "Oh, Pacha Usi was school diner yen sin we na no afraid me why."
I like
Road
that.
name, you know.
Yeah, road name.
Yeah, Fasobra.
Now, abandoned projects have become landmarks, which is a problem because they point to a bigger issue. How is it that we are embarking on projects and we are not completing them? Yesterday, my boss was talking about legacy projects. Every new government that comes wants to embark on something ambitious so that we say that, oh, when this person was in power, this is the project that was associated with their name. But unfortunately, because of the scale of these projects and the reality of revenue allocations or mobilization, by the time the tenure of the said administration is up, the project is halfway through, or sometimes even less. The next government comes and they are not interested in completing the project because they want to start something for their own name and legacy. Now, what Tracker does is that it gives citizens the right or the power right in their fingertips. So what do I mean? They are able to, in their communities, spot abandoned projects that are in the communities and then report them on the platform. Sometimes it can be in the form of pictures or in the form of a short note or something. And then, like I said earlier, we have regional tracking officers across the country. So when citizens report such issues on the app or the platform, we now contact our regional officers to visit the said locations to verify the veracity of the reports the citizens have given, whether there is really a school project there that has no roofing sheets or
Abandoned hospital.
there's an abandoned hospital. Recently, one of the projects we're tracking was a fully completed hospital in Accra here. For years, it's completed, but it's not been opened and it's not in use. So these are some of the issues. So citizens are able to go on the app and then they're able to report these issues. We send our regional tracking officers and our community champions. Community champions are individuals that live in communities that are concerned with things going on in their community. So we connect them to the regional officers and then they help us go to the sites, verify the information on the ground, then speak to stakeholders, maybe local assemblies or community leaders to find out if they have some information or context as to why that particular project is in that state.
Okay.
After getting all that information, then we step in to do the work. We do the advocacy, we escalate the issue to governments and then to other development stakeholders to get involved to help resolve the issue. And a key example is a community in the central region, the Abe community. So they had two issues: a lack of potable water, and then a bridge that was connecting two parts of the community that was a death trap, essentially. And we did all that I have stated. We connected the regional officer, the community champions. They got all the information for us. We got to know that this and this is the reason why the situation is like that. And then we escalated. We did a lot of advocacy in the media, a lot of meeting with stakeholders, and in the end, we were able to get two donors to step forward and provide the community with brand new boreholes, with taps, with setups and everything. Now the community has water flowing across different parts of the community. Then the bridge issue, we're able to do a bit of mobilization and the bridge has been fixed, has been repaired. So this is what we do.
So
this
you are more or less a development agent as well.
Exactly.
Yes,
You are doing the work of the members of parliament as well, who Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan would criticize every now and then that they are sleeping on their job. Let me say kudos to you. But Rebecca, let me bring you into the conversation now, and let's talk about budget transparency and citizen engagement.
Okay.
Why is budget transparency first off important for Ghana's democracy?
Because I feel like as citizens, we have to question whatever is being done for us. Because if it's good for our generations to come, and then the generations now that we have. Every year, of course, government comes out to read budgets. They come and say a whole lot of stuff, and then citizens will not even follow up to know that this is what government is doing. This is not what government is doing. So if we are very informed and then we are well informed, we know that this is what, because government can be doing the barest minimum and then we'll be applauding him. Just like when this government came in, everyone thought, oh, things are going to be so good, things are going to be better. We saw prices of fuel dropping and all that. Just 3 days ago, there was a fight at Circle because they've increased transport from, I think, 5 cities to 6 cities, 50 pesos.
That's unofficial.
Of
No,
course.
some of these transport operators do things contrary to what their leaders
Of
have
course.
told them.
And then there were citizens there that were questioning the drivers that when was this communique given, and then why are they increasing prices? It was a very huge fight. I stood, I nearly took a video, but of course I had to leave. It was just a traffic, so I was passing by. And I was like, of course, if now I feel like now people are also very informed, because if for a citizen to question the GPRTU, which is the head at the station,
Yeah.
that what is the percentage of the increase in the price, and he couldn't answer. And then we also asked them that, so if they are saying they've increased prices, that is government aware that they are increasing prices? And then their response was that they went to a meeting and then government is saying that it will reduce fuel prices, so they shouldn't increase the prices. But it's been a year and over now, so
And
they
they are
want
not
to
seeing anything, so they want to
so
increase
they
it.
want to increase the prices.
And that's coming from their leadership.
Of course. And this is not fair in any sort of, it's not fair at all. So I feel that as citizens we have to be very informed, so that questions as petty as this we'll be able to ask ourselves and make sure that we are getting enough from our taxes. We are getting enough from our VAT, because we all pay taxes one way or the other, whether they are direct or indirect. I think on Monday our country lead, we were having a meeting in the office, and then she brought up a conversation that they were going somewhere, and then they were in the car, her son and then her son's schoolmates, and then they saw a road that was very poor, and they were trying to swerve, but there was no way. So the son was like, why are they not fixing our roads? Of course, I pay taxes, they have to fix our roads. And then the mother was like, okay. Then the colleagues asked the son that, how do you pay taxes? It was like, don't you know I pay taxes. When I make phone calls, I pay taxes. When I buy water, I pay taxes. And then the other girl was like, you don't pay taxes. So our country lead then has to step in and then educate them on taxes, which is the direct taxes and the indirect taxes. To let them know that as little as they do, like even if they pick their mom's phone to make a call, there is a tax on it. So we have to be informed to ask every question that, why is this road still there? Why is it still untied? Why are we not having enough schools to host some of these children? Another example to end this, I was in the Volta region. Is it Wawase? Yes, I think somewhere in Wawasi, to host a program for them. And then I think 45 minutes into the town, they don't have any car because the roads are no good. You sit in a car, and by the time you alight, your waist, like there's a waist, a very severe waist pain. So that's how bad our environment is. So as Ghana, as Budget Ghana, we are here to urge all citizens that we have to be very informed, so that we have a transparent government, so that we understand what government is doing, what government is not doing, how we can make Ghana better for generations now, generations to come, and then the ones that we will not even meet.
I see. So here in studios with me, it's our officials from Budget Ghana. They say that I describe them as development agents, and then they are also into policies and what have you, ensuring that whatever policy government communicates to you, at the end of the day, you make sense out of it. You understand it and understand it better, because it very much involves you and I and how those apply to our lives as a people. But let me stay with you, Rebecca, for a while. And we're talking about budget transparency. How would you assess Ghana's progress in fiscal openness and accountability? And I'm asking this question on the back of the fact that we are coming back to have the conversation about the finance minister's appearance in the house and all of that. And you are experts from the field.
Okay. I feel like we are not very open enough. There is not there is information out there, but it's not, because I think there is this roads that government is doing, and then yes, some are recording 79, others are recording 77. Of course, if we have really good information out there, and then they can be verified at any source at all, then we shouldn't be having this type of mishaps in our numbers and all that. So we can do better and we can do more, instead of just putting out projects out there and they're not giving us exact figures as to what these things are meant for, and then whether this is actually completed, this is not completed, and that's all. Like we should do better in
We can
terms
do
of
bucket.
making
Okay.
information
Yeah.
accessible.
All right. Let me hear you, Nancy.
Okay,
You
so
want to add up?
Yes, I just want to add quickly to what Rebecca said. Actually, like she said perfectly, and we can also, to assess the openness of our budget system, we can also look at the fact that there are some instruments that are now out that are working, like the Public Financial Management Act. We have the GANEPS. Hi, thank you. So we have the Public Financial Management Act. We have the GANEPS, and then we have other instruments that we have the Value for Money bill now. We are putting in measures or mechanisms to make the system or the government system a bit more open and then a bit more transparent and accountable. So on that score, we are making some ground, or we are making some headway, but there's still a lot of work to be done, because if you look at the Open Budget Survey for 2023 from the International Budget Partnership, I'm quoting this because we are yet to assess the 2024 survey, which was just released. But based on the data from the 2023 survey, Ghana's score was basically around between the 40s to the 50s, and we could do better, because if you look at the metrics are transparency, civic participation, and then oversight. We're looking at the work of Parliament. If the minister brings this to Parliament, that this is what we want to spend, how well is Parliament in doing its job to as an oversight body over the funds that have been appropriated for the needs of Ghanaians. We look at civic participation. How involved are people? Sometimes we speak to our government stakeholders, and then they say that, oh, we have the citizens budget version of the national budget. But you see that sometimes when the statement is released, it will take a while for the citizens budget version to be available on the website. And then there's still the issue of the fact that many people feel disconnected because of the jargons and the technicality of the budget statement itself. So I think that we can do more. I don't know how government intends to tackle this, because this is a persisting problem, especially with the national budget. But I feel like we can put something in place where after the long and very verbose presentation of the technical documents itself, we have a system in place that explains the basic or the main headline numbers to citizens. Okay, Honorable Ato Forson is done. Then someone or a body or an institution comes to say, okay, now these are the main figures. Fellow Ghanaians, these are the main figures. Education is taking this, health is taking this is taking that. So like the government, the minister will say that, so we are doing roads in the so and so community, that they Hinfa community and all of that. Now people are able to now pay attention. Now they hear the names of their communities in some of these breakdowns. They're like, oh, okay. And then
Of course.
Then they are able to pay attention, because still there is a disconnect. The work of Budget Ghana and civil society organizations are doing our best to bridge the gap. But there's still a disconnect, especially on the budget day, which is the day that, as people will say, as the hot, quote unquote, the information is fresh of the press, and that is when we can grab attention span and then give them the information direct. Now, if we miss that a week or so, a month later, when we talk about it, probably something viral else has happened in the country. Maybe someone has gone to do something. People are paying more attention to that. So when you're now talking about them, they're like, oh, so the government has to look at that.
Okay.
Something to work on that. But if you look at the assessments in terms of the surveys from Open Budget Survey, and then looking at Afrobarometer and other data think tanks, we are picking up gradually, but there's still a long way to go, and there's so more that we can do. GANEPS, for instance, is a good initiative, it's a good mechanism, but the Big Push project, a lot of the information is not available on GANEPS, and that is one of the sore points of our conversations concerning the national budget recently, leading up to the media budget review today. And I believe that when we start talking about our expectations, we'll go deeper into that.
Definitely, we'll go deeper into that. And so maybe let me ask this question before Dr. Nku actually join us, so that we delve into the budget, even as we are expecting the finance minister to be in Parliament later on today. Box these two issues together for me, and any of you can actually take it, or you can decide to share them. Okay. Let's talk about what the biggest challenges to budget accountability in Ghana, first of all, are or is, and how does Budget Ghana engage young people in communities in public finance discussions?
Do you want me to take it?
Take the first. I'll take the second
Okay.
one.
So, thank you very much for the question. In response to the challenges of budget, we've talked about the fact that the budget literacy rates are abysmally low. Now, this is how budget responds to the problem. We have the tracker, first of all, like I told you. The tracker doesn't only have the projects, but we also put on the information about the national budget, key programs. Sometimes when you go to the tracker website, you find some of the information that we have in there, citizen budgets.
Yeah.
There
Is
you
there?
see some
Okay.
community stories about how other communities are navigating the same challenges that you are navigating in your community, and how governments and stakeholders are coming together to address those issues. So there is that, and then there is also the angle of tracker helping or empowering people to be able to follow through with what governments have said they are going to do for them. Because some people, there are so many abandoned projects in the community that even if someone's uncompleted house is there and you don't know it's someone's personal residence, you think, abandoned projects maybe new. So we need to make that distinction. If people are aware enough, they know that, okay, these are government projects in the community that are actually abandoned. Then there is also the issue about communities. One of the issues that we encountered earlier, I think somewhere 2023, we went to a particular community in Cape Coast, and we saw that for years, the community has never seen their assemblyman or the MCE.
Right, where were they? Because
They
these are people
have
who live
never-
with them.
Exactly.
The assemblyman should be within the electoral area,
Exactly.
be
Of
within the
course.
community. So where was the assemblyman?
They live
They've not
outside.
seen them- They've not
So
seen him.
when it's time for election, then they go back and then they canvass
Yeah.
for votes. They get it and then they come and stay here.
Yes, and it's sad, and this is why sometimes we have regional officers organize town hall meetings, because when we have town hall meetings, we are bringing the people that come, let's sit down and talk, and we find ways and means that
I see.
assemblyman also that's nothing. Since you are not engaging your people on your own, we will provide the platform for you. MC, since you are not engaging your people on your own, we have come. There's platform. We even add item 13.
Can you imagine?
Now let's
Of
talk
course,
about
we do
it.
that.
Now let's talk about the issue, and then we are able to build solutions together. Then our regional officers check up on the measures that we have put in place.
Okay.
And then apart from that, also we have our civic education. It is an initiative that we take randomly. We can decide that we are coming to this area this week, and then we come and have a setup. We'll talk to the community people in the streets, people in traffic. We speak to them about it. Of course, item 13 is very important. And then
So anytime you do this, you do item 30.
yes,
Of
because
course.
the way to not just a man's heart, a woman's heart is food.
I like that.
We really believe it, and sometimes people are more relaxed when they feel like they can eat with you and then chat with you, and they are more able to really bring
you the
out
information that you want.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then talk to us. So
Okay.
we do that, and then we on the youth side we have, like I said earlier, our youth participatory forum, which is a youth initiative that we establish across the country. We have chapters in KNUSC, University of Ghana, in Wisconsin University, Unimac, Indum University, UPSA. They are all over the country. We have them in SHSs as well. So we establish the chapters and we put in liaisons and executives, and then we have meetings with them. We plan activities and initiatives they want to embark on. Then we fund them.
Okay.
We help them, we support them, we train them, and then we give them the platform to be able to do that. And there is also coaching and then empowerment programs involved with that as well. So by the time they are able to become SRC presidents and whatnot, and then officially after university enter into the corporate world, they are not just informed citizens, but they are also ready to tackle the next aspects of their future.
It's getting interesting, but even as it's getting interesting, time isn't on our side. Unfortunately, I don't know if we can actually make time to get into what our expectations are ahead of the budget review statement that would be presented in the House of Parliament. But Rebecca, let me hear you briefly on the second part of the question, which has got to do
I
with.
think she's
She's addressed everything.
she
together.
addressed
She's
everything because our YPF and then our civic education is how we are able to bring the
engage
youth
with the public.
into
Okay, or the youth.
all these things.
Okay. Then I think it's about time we do a bit of a discussion. We don't know what the budget is going to be. The media budget statement is going to announce the policies, how the year has fared so far, and what have you. We don't know how it's going to be like. But first of all, let me ask and let me start with you, Rebecca. What are your expectations ahead of the budget statement today? And then to also let you know that I don't know if you make time, we have a news analysis program called 505, which is a news analysis program, and it airs every Monday to Friday, 5 o'clock. Maybe we could also engage you for some expert analysis, with regards to the things that will be announced by the finance minister later today. But let me hear you on
That's
what
interesting.
you expect as far as the minister's appearance in the House is concerned.
Okay, so far from the information out there that we are seeing some underperformance in terms of revenue mobilization and all that. So we are looking at expecting policies that will make sure that this sort of issues are being addressed, as to so that we make sure that the budgeted revenues actually aligns with the actuals that we'll be getting, and then also the big push, of course. We want to hear more information, at least better information from the minister, to make sure that everything that was said in the year 2025, which was the later year 2025, is actually fruitful and not just numbers. We actually want to see the good aspect of everything. Yeah.
Okay, Nancy.
Okay. So Rebecca has said something that she's completely on track. So we, like she said, we are expecting to see in the 2025 media budget review. You see that the minister will tell us that okay, we projected that we're going to spend, let's say, 227, for example, billion, and then but the target for the first half of the year, let's say, is maybe 100 billion, but we're able to only raise, let's say 80 or 90 billion. And then sometimes they give us the numbers and all of that. But one thing we are looking forward to, we are hoping that the minister hears this, is that we want a bit more context after those numbers are given. Because sometimes for the purpose of analysis and data, we'll see that, okay, now this is less than this is more than this. Okay, there is a shortfall, there is a deficit or something. But we want a bit more context. Okay, so if we targeted that we're going to raise 100 billion by July, and we're able to only raise 80 or 90 billion, what happened? What exactly were the shortfalls, which sectors couldn't pull through for us as we expected. So we want a bit more clarity when he's giving us the headline numbers for the half year and then for the rest of the year and the revisions. And then the main thing is the big push. The big push. It's one of the most ambitious projects that we've had. In the 2025 budget, we targeted 13.8 billion Ghana cedis for the big push. But in the 2026 budget, we had 30 billion. That's almost twice the allocation. So we are all excited because, I mean, sometimes you see in different parts, we've visited big push locations where we see that, okay, caterpillars are there grading the roads. You can see that work has started in parts of the country. On the Cape Coast, Takrade, Takwa stretch, you see that some parts of the Ashanti region, and then other parts of the country, some places even in Accra here. I can't verify.
Is the expressway a part of it?
Yes, I believe it is a part of the big.
You visited the place?
I didn't visit it
but the team has.
But yes, we have.
And it's progressing steadily?
Yes, work is going on.
Okay.
But we are looking at the fact that if you look at the documents that is available on the Ministry of Roads website, the big push is inclusive of about 670 different sub-projects. 670. Think about that. And we are looking at 30 billion to cover all of these things. So if we say we are going to do that, now we need to see what's going on. We are in July 2026. We need to see a progress report. We need the data to be disaggregated, because we don't want to say that, we want big push data, then they'll give us about 50 pages to go and drown into. We want disaggregated data that is showing us exactly which projects are specifically under the big push, the various stages of progress or status or completion that they are in. Because averagely, if you look at the data that we have available from the Ministry of Roads and Highways and then other platforms, the average completion rate is about 50%, 50 to 58% that we have. And so we are already halfway through the year. This particular initiative was introduced in the previous fiscal year. So we want a full report, disaggregated information that is giving us that these are the projects, these are the timelines, these are the various levels of completion and progress. These are the amounts of money that have been disbursed and spent. Because sometimes they'll say that, the money has been disbursed, but it has not been spent. So we want to see the amounts that have been disbursed, the amounts that has been spent, which contractors are on which projects, and then what exactly is being done. Because we know that big push is going on. Sometimes we'll see like the articulators, they are busy doing that. But that is not enough to see that is going on. We want to see exactly the data. And we believe that the information should be made available on the GANEPS platform.
Very
if
accessible.
it is done like that, we can easily, some civil society organizations like us can easily go, because it's one of the projects or the initiatives that we are really paying attention to, because especially because of our tracker projects and some of the work that we do in communities.
But have you applied perhaps maybe under the RTI?
So we had a Budget Ghana is part of the Civil Society Budget Forum.
Okay.
And so we started the data request for the big push. We did a press release with other civil society organizations, the ISODEC, Integrated Society for Development, Integrated Social Society for Development. We did a big push press release with them, and then the Revenue Mobilization Africa, and then other stakeholders to ask for information on the big push, because we had asked, but we were not getting the information. But after our meeting yesterday with the in the Civil Society Budget Forum session ahead of the media budget review, we saw that these and these are the channels to enter. We have had some discussions, and now we know where but we are asking the minister openly to please put the big push information on Ghanaians.
Okay.
And also we want to also know more about the 10 projects from the Agenda 111 that government said that they'll be working on. Because it's like everyone is silent about it and we haven't heard anything so far. So that's also another expectation that we want to hear more from. Yeah.
And one more thing. We want to also hear about the Women's Development Bank. We had an allocation for 53 million Ghana cedis for the Women's Development Bank as seed capital in the 2025 national budget, and then we're all excited because I don't know about you, but this is the first Women's Development Bank I've heard.
Yeah,
of course.
So we were all excited because it's going to support women, hold up the economy. So it was going to hold up women-led businesses. And then in the 2026 national budget, we saw that they had allocated 401 million to the same project. Now, our questions are, Honorable Ato Forson, when will you give us a statement this afternoon? We want to hear more about the progress on that particular initiative. Where should we go? How do we access it? Where has it gone to? How much has been disbursed and then allocated?
Yeah. Okay.
Is this a building? Where is it located? Where should we go? Our mothers, where should we go to access this initiative? Or government is still in the beginning phases. We want to hear more about it.
Communication, you say. And that's why you are the communication lead. Anyway, so that's officials from Budget Ghana. Our time is up, but maybe let me just give you some 20 seconds each, your parting words, even as you take leave of us this morning.
Okay. Go. All right. So my parting remark will be that to the Honorable Minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, we are waiting for you this afternoon. We are very much anticipating. We're excited. We want to hear what the economy is doing. We want to see the macro indicators. We want more details on how the macro indicators are looking, because that's what will determine the health of the economy for the next half of the fiscal year. And we hope that you hear our cries on the big push. We want to know what's going on. The Women's Development Bank want to hear what's going on. And like my colleague has said, the Agenda 111, a lot of these initiatives that are making rounds in public discourse. I'm sure we are one of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians that are all waiting to hear about these particular programs in the media budget review.
Okay.
So we are hoping that we hear good news that we have hit our targets. We are hoping that we will not record too many losses. And then we are hoping that citizens are going to plug in. We are collaborating with other stakeholders to also talk about this. We are encouraging citizens that they should log on to all streaming platforms. Your money is your money, so if you don't pay attention, it will disappear.
There's a message here. Maybe let me read it before you leave, right? Because time is not on our side.
Sure thing.
Okay. So this is coming from Davi Sena, and Davi Sena is always with us on the morning show. It says, very proud of these young women. They are very knowledgeable and eloquent. They should mentor other young women. Davi Sena with that one. So that's some kudos to you.
Thank you very much, Davi Sena.
Right then. I guess we can draw the curtain.
Of course. I think my colleague usually
she's done everything. She's summed everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are officials from Budget Ghana, and of course, this has been the Class Morning Show. My name is Charles Akrofi. I had Nancy Ajo Akpene-Avevo, who is communications lead for Budget Ghana, and also Rebecca Utu, finance and administration officer for Budget Ghana. It's been a very fruitful, insightful, engaging conversation with you. God willing, tomorrow is Friday. We're going to be here, of course, doing what we do for Mother Ghana. First of all, to God and Mother Ghana, we say. And so you want to stick and stay right here with us. us on Class 91.3 FM. But even as we wrap up, are you ready to reveal your fortune? Reveal Scratch for Win is here for you. And just dial star 850 star 5 hash and win up to 1 million Ghana cedis or more in cash prizes instantly. It's easy, it's exciting, and it's regulated by the National Lottery Authority. So you pick up your phone, you dial star 850 star 5 hash to play the game, and then you choose the station to play the game, i.e. Class FM. Select stick amounts between 5 Ghana cedis and 2,000 Ghana cedis. You choose your lucky card out of 5 options, confirm gameplay, and enter your Momo pin. You receive your game results and winnings instantly. It's easy, fun, and exciting. So get ready to scratch, win, and live your best life with Reveal Scratch for Win. Up to 1 million Ghana cedis up for grabs. So one more time, the short code is star 850 star 5 hash. Reveal Scratch for Win, scratchy keke. Nedi Sika say bam. And so you want to scratch Nancy, and then Rebecca, you want to scratch and win. T's and C's apply. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. God willing, tomorrow we're going to be here, but the finance minister is going to mount to the podium in Parliament and present the media budget review statement. You want to stick and stay here on Class 91.3 FM because we bring you all the actions in Parliament, and we have a country to build together. Because if we don't build this country together, where are we going to run to? Those are the words of Stonebwoy's song, Run Go. Enjoy the rest of the day.